Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Jasper's Game Week. I'm Miles, and this is Matt with Impact RPG. We are here to run for you Murder on the Eberron Express. We're going to go around and do some quick intros. We'll let everybody know who you are, where to find you, what you like to do. If you want, we can start with Maat.
Hi, my name's Ma'at Crook. You can find me on Twitter at Ma'at Crook without the apostrophe.
All right, awesome. Morgan?
Hi, Morgan Peter Brown. I'm an actor, producer. I'm Twitter at Morgan Pete Brown. My full name is one syllable or one letter too long. But yeah, looking forward to this.
Calamity Jane?
Hi, everybody. My name is Lori, aka Calamity Jane. You can find me on all the socials as Calamity_JAYN. And I'm happy to be here today for Jaspers.
Katie?
Hey everyone, I'm Katie Michaels. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as the Katie Michaels. Michaels doesn't have an A in it. ICHELS, so you'll probably misspell it. I do it all the time.
And I guess it's my turn. Megan Duffy. I'm at the Megan Duffy on Twitter. On Instagram, I'm a teacup human. I'm an actor in LA, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm here to cause trouble.
Yay!
Same.
Perfect.
Huzzah.
Matt, same as Miles, Impact RPG. Everybody just saw me 5 minutes ago. Hopping in this one. And
Yeah,
you an admin too?
I am, but I wasn't prepared to go first. I couldn't think.
Oh, there's a
I
lot
talk
of
about that all the
pressure.
time. I am
Yeah.
orange made. I'm like,
That's a lot to
I'm
be like, open us up.
Yeah, I am.
Intro yourself.
I'm a D&D Adventures League admin, a community manager.
All right.
Very cool.
Oh, a lot of pressure.
Oh, wow.
You're the one we want to impress, right?
This is a competitive game, right?
Right? For sure.
Yeah.
For me, it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Murder and intrigue probably trump competition, but we'll
so
see.
high
We'll see.
faultness. Everybody,
No,
you've been playing
please.
some new Final Fantasy. Get ready. We're in Eberron.
Right.
It's not. Do you want to give them the rundown? Because some people might not know. I
Yeah,
don't
for
know.
those viewers at home or anyone who doesn't know, Eberron, while it is D&D 5th edition, it is a little bit different than your classic fantasy setting. So technology and magic have kind of become intertwined since the last war, a war that was waged for 100 years and has only been over for a couple of years with what is called the Day of Mourning. There was a horrible disaster that wiped out an entire nation in a horrible fog. And then the battle kind of just the war became a ceasefire almost overnight. So everyone's rebuilding the entire continent from there. And it's been about 2 years. So tensions are starting to rise again. You know, like I said, it's very pulpy. It's kind of got a lot of intrigue and things of that nature. Awesome. Well, welcome everyone. So I've given you already information on some of your backstory for your characters. If you'd like, what we can do is go around and we can, I'll set the scene a little bit about where we're at on the train and everything. Everyone here has taken a train from Fairhaven from Sharn to Fairhaven. And you are all you might not know each other, but you do know certain people that are in the party, and we can go through and you can give your title and your character if you want to do that. You can start with Matt.
All right. Yeah, that's right. I just made my character. But I'm Scarlett Becker, and I'm a tiefling. I got a fancy, nice dress on, but I still have furs because I'm from out there. And the tieflings in Eberron aren't like all cool and all over the place like the Forgotten Realms. They're like out from the middle of nowhere in the mountains. So I married my way up into civilization.
And you are the spouse of Egan Backer. His mother was ran off from House DeCanneth by Merrick DeCanneth. And Egan Backer is a man who was trying to rebuild his name and his place in House DeCanneth. So marrying up definitely makes sense there. You're marrying into someone who's trying to become part of the houses again. He's since been,
I'm a trophy tiefling.
pushed. Yeah.
Trophy tiefling.
Oh, and I look like Scarlet. I'm a red tiefling, classic red tiefling, really red, and I just happen to look like Susan Sarandon.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow.
right.
Okay.
Okay. Like Bull Durham era,
Like
or
I said,
like
trophy tiefling.
yeah, for sure.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. Grigsby Steelfist. He's tall and lithe for a dwarf. He stands about 4'10". It looks just short of middle age, with a slightly fumbling but very pleasant nature. His hair is fiery red with substantial mutton chops and a thick mustache, all oiled and nicely maintained. He looks like he could be your favorite hipster mixologist. He doesn't wear armor. His clothes are pretty simple, with a lot of pouches and small bottles hanging from his belt, and a smallish ornate battle axe strapped to his back. He is the loyal attaché of Egan Backer, and he's been his traveling companion for a good long time now.
I guess I can go next. I'm playing Annabelle Annie Yeager. She is a market-finding human, an Eldritch Knight fighter, and she's taken a train ride to try to get to know her estranged father a little bit better, she just came to know was Egan Backer.
Ooh.
Hmm.
I can go next. I'm Illikin Fairdeal Sullyedge. I'm 75 years old. I am a 7 foot 2 inches. I weigh around 300 pounds. I have a dark, overly sunned, leathered skin, and green eyes, and silver hair. I'm a Goliath. And I'm the conductor of the train. That's an important detail.
All right, I guess I'll go next. I'm Silvery. I'm a female high elf. I'm super hot, at least I think so. I'm 5'7", about 115 pounds. I said I'm a high elf already. I'm traveling for work. And honestly, in first class, I expected people to just behave a little more sophisticatedly, but whatever.
And
Hello?
yeah.
No, I was just saying, if it looks like Miles doing stuff, he's just sending one of
yeah.
you guys' secret emails. Paying attention.
Oh. I am playing Lieutenant Columbo. I am Columbo. She is a bugbear with brindle fur and disheveled hair, and she is wearing a tie that her wife got her. She wears a wrinkled raincoat, and she used to be she's here to talk to Egan about some money that he owes her. That's it.
Interesting.
Very.
I may have spoiled something. I don't know.
None of us knew.
Your character
I
know
know.
that.
Where all my husband's money goes, so.
Yeah. Actually, yes. You and I do know each other.
Grigsby, of course. So loyal. Trustworthy.
Right.
Such bushy mutton chops.
That's correct.
You have bushy mutton chops?
Yes, I do, and a thick, substantial mustache.
Oh, I love Grisby. Love, love, love. Wait,
Miss
Annie.
Scarlet?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Miss Scarlet, you and I know each other because I used to be his ex-partner.
Wait, does that make you? Right.
It just
Annie
I sent each of you information. This would be time for you to share with each other
yeah.
things that you know about each other. So
Sorry, I'm a
perfect,
little
exactly,
late.
Columbo.
But if ex-partner. Like,
Oh,
partner.
not
well.
sexual partner.
Say, does Annie look like how hairy is Annie? Like,
Business
what?
partner.
Okay.
Annie.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
Very personal
are you?
question.
Annie's not hairy at all.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
She's
So,
not the
okay,
bugbear. of
not
the
that
group.
type. All right, I was like half bugbear.
No.
Miles, you got some race here. That's awesome.
No, we're not doing that.
Annie's a
Thank you.
human.
Oh, that makes much more sense. All right.
Yeah.
I believe I'm the only
Business
one
partner,
with
human.
mutton chops.
All right, I got it.
I mean, I could grow into the look if I could go for some mutton chops. So just
You
not
could
doing it
totally
right now.
rock it.
Yeah.
You could totally rock it.
100%.
Let's be very clear about that. That's not the issue.
Right. So,
Annie, what did you say? You said that you're his daughter? You found out?
Yeah, just found out recently that he's my biological father.
Oh.
I'm a bounty hunter by trade, so finding people is kind of what I do.
Oh, you just found your. Wow.
I just found him.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That is some real bounty hunting.
Real talk.
Realization.
Got
How
it.
stuff right
exciting.
there. That's.
Well, and I have been living in sort of a third wheel capacity with Egan Backer and Scarlet in, just sort of in kind of an antechamber of their nice estate.
You're a well-oiled mustache third wheel.
I am, yeah, it's true. And, I also specialize in the hospitality arts. I'm a fairly decent cook. I'm actually a master brew master. I make a good beer. And it's been spent a large portion of my life crafting dwarven brews that everyone can enjoy.
Yeah, what level are we? I should probably actually make my character.
That's so sweet.
Well, I like to bring a good time. I like to spread cheer where I can.
And you do bring me so much cheer. Does my husband know that Annabelle is there and knows? And does he know that Annie's there? And he knows that. Oh,
Yeah, we had a conversation.
Exchange.
Yes.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And then he invited me on this train ride, so that's why I'm here.
or you
Got
can
it.
make a second set of notes for me that doesn't have your secrets in there.
all right.
DM
So
it.
the first two days on the train ride go pretty swimmingly. So what kinds of things did your characters do while they were on the train? It's a 6-car train. The first one is the engine, and it's also for personnel only, so servants and people who are working in the galleys. The second cart is a first-class lodgings only. The third cart is the galley and the first-class restaurant. Or no, the third cart is just the first-class restaurant. Then the fourth cart is the galley and additional first-class rooms. The fifth cart is second class, so there are a bunch of people back there who are not allowed in the carts going ahead. And then the sixth cart, the caboose, has all of your guys' gear when you go to get on. So, in retrospect, I would like to ask, are any of you going to try to smuggle any of your weapons or anything like that onto the train proper, or are you going to leave your gear in the cargo?
Yes, smuggle, please. Grisby would take care of it. He knows what to do with my rod of the pack keeper.
You could.
Yeah. Annie doesn't leave her weapons.
I couldn't hear you.
I guess no problem. I don't need much in the way of gear, but I'll bring my amulet that hangs around my neck. Would that count as additional gear? And some of my pouches that because Backer and Lady Scarlet, they do like their food done a certain way and their beverages done a certain way. I think I could convince that would be necessary.
Spices are one thing. Spell components and
No,
a
not a
magic
problem.
amulet. Say what?
Oh, Okay, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. You would have to try and sneak them, but you could give me a deception check because it sounds like you're trying to pass some spell components off as fancy people's spices.
More just kind of a more, you know, he's got an amulet he wears around his neck, and but yeah, he is, you know, he fancies himself kind of a cook and brewer by trade, and so so basically, yeah, he likes to keep seasonings and various ingredients, not so much spell components. He's not smuggling guano and sulfur in or anything like that.
Okay.
But I'll give you and that's a nat 1 on the deception check. So hooray!
No.
So Illican, as the conductor, you have Grigsby trying to smuggle a magic amulet and some sort of strange components onto your train.
Sir,
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude, but it is very obvious that you are trying to hide something from me.
Oh, well, I mean, they're harmless items. I don't really see what I could do with possibly this. And I'm opening up pouches and bottles. I'm like, look, this here is a stout with some grapefruit mixed. It's really quite lovely. And then this, yeah, we've got all kinds of things.
You have to buy your food from the restaurant. That's the deal on the train.
Oh dear, I wasn't told that. All right. I mean, yeah, I guess yeah, okay, all right. Dejected. I'm sorry, Lady Scarlet. Well, I'll go back and I'll try and get some stuff later.
It's only fair, you know. I can't let the other passengers all bring on this stuff, and if I let you, then I have to make an exception for them, and then next thing I know, I'm making an exception for anyone, and then no one respects the train conductor because no one knows what she's doing. You know, you got to lay down the law at some point, or else.
Having been in the service industry for a good long time, I fully understand where you're coming from. I would hate to make your day more difficult. So no, of course.
Thank you for handling this like a true scholar.
My pleasure.
I respect the conductor because you're a Goliath train conductor. What class? What class are you again?
I'm a fighter.
Fighter. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, that's scary. That's scary.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Fish night fighter.
She's ripped.
And the train conductor. That's yeah.
I'm only 7'2".
Oh.
Which is on the lower end for Goliaths, you know.
Well, you'd have to be if you were like 7'6", 7'8". You wouldn't even be able to fit
I
on
will
that
say
train.
it's not the most comfortable job. Yeah.
Good for you for making the best of it.
Thank you.
Is anyone else going to try to sneak anything on board?
I think
so. He didn't get my rod of the pack keeper on. I will try to get. Well, no,
I failed spectacularly.
I will have my husband try then. And an NPC to do it. I'll try then.
You can try.
All right. You've seen Susan Sarandon in Clue. You know what I'm trying to.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Still.
Leslie Ann Warren. It's Leslie Ann Warren in Clue. Actually, Susan Sarandon. They look alike. It's a common misconception. It's Leslie Ann Warren.
Leslie Ann Warren in Clue. I got sleight of hand. I'll just go with 17. I'm a barbarian, not plus anything.
A barbarian. Wow.
18.
The lady is a barbarian.
Or actually, I guess you'd have to try to sneak it past Illican, so Illican can investigate.
Oh no, she is perfect.
With advantage since it is magical.
Okay, I'm going to investigate this. Listen, I've been around for a long time, okay? I've seen a lot of things. A lot of people trying. I didn't do well, though. I did not do well on that. I rolled a 7 with advantage.
Oh, no.
So that's a 10.
All right.
I guess I'm so charmed. I'm so charmed by her.
Yeah. You sneak it through, I guess, then. All right. Anyone else?
I just take my satchel on board, and it's none of your business what's in it.
Okay, well, we do check all of the passengers for safety.
Why do you need to check it? It's a satchel. It's just my journal and a ring that my mother gave me. That's it. That's all. I travel very light.
That sounds lovely. I just a quick open up, and I just do a little quick look in, and then we're done.
Zoop. And I'm gonna just roll deception? Just kind of open it up real quick, and maybe stuff's in the
It's a carry-on bag. Like no carry on.
So
I'm carrying it on.
So that's a 22.
Okay, well, I guess I'll roll an investigation check just to see how I do, but I have a feeling you win.
Sounds like a whole hassle I don't want to deal with. Oh god.
Okay, I'm gonna pretend like I'm a little bit embarrassed because I am getting older and my eyesight's not as good as it used to be. So when you do that, I'm gonna be like, oh yes, I saw all of it. Everything looks good.
You did.
Saw everything that was in there. Looks good. You're good.
I'm just gonna continue staring the conductor down a little bit longer until it's really uncomfortable. Okay. Now
I'm gonna pull out my ear horn of hearing and say, "I'm sorry, are you talking? Because I little bit hard of hearing sometimes. So sometimes I can't hear. If you're talking and you're not moving your lips, very talented. But just let me. Did you say something? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Could you just say yes? Just a yes or no, even a nod up and down is great.
I just blink. And now I'll walk to my cabin. Thank you.
Very well. Very well. Okay. Got a lively bunch.
All right. So
go. Columbo is running late and rushes up and pardon me, excuse me. Yeah.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
No weapons, I take it?
Oh, hold on a second. I've got something in here somewhere. Yes.
Dear.
Here we go. And she fumbles one short sword.
Okay.
But wait.
I don't want any trouble, please.
No. Trying to be very helpful here.
You pulled it out so quickly.
Oh, but I'm a little nervous. I tend to get motion sick on trains, but
this is a very smooth ride, but I get it.
Thank goodness. Yes. I appreciate it.
I've been doing this for a few years now. So.
Oh, really? Yes. So you're going to be driving this train?
I'm the conductor.
Oh my. That is a very fascinating job. I would love to hear all about it. Yes.
I'd love to tell you all about it in great detail.
No, good. Then we will get along swimmingly.
Right. You know what does good? If you get a little nauseous, a little bit of soda water with like some bitters in it. It's really good for the stomach. Yes.
Oh, and she pulls out her notebook. Do you have a pencil or something? I can write with.
Always keep pencils in my front pocket.
Oh, thank you. My wife gives me one every morning, and I just can't seem to keep them. So you said seltzer water, right?
Yeah, seltzer water and a little bit of bitters.
Oh, thank you.
It just settles the stomach. But again, it's going to be a very smooth ride.
That
said, I am going to have you put the long sword back in the cargo. Yeah,
I've got another one right here.
Okay. So many pockets.
And DM, I flavored my claws to be daggers. Is that okay?
Oh. Well,
we'll have to wear these giant mittens.
Nicely. Asked so nicely.
Okay. Well, I'm not in the business of declawing anyone, but I'm gonna have to ask you to put some tape over those or some cloth or something.
Oh goodness, I don't seem to have anything like that on me.
Just do me a favor. Do they retract?
No. No.
They're always out.
Always.
Whoa. Okay.
Very. Yeah.
I see it. It's a fun flavor. I'm not insulting your choice. Your choice is great. Nothing against that. And if it I don't own the train. I have to keep the rules fair. I told someone else, I make one exception for someone. What do you normally do in a situation where you're not allowed to have a weapon?
Well, they're my actual claws, so
right.
I just don't use them as a weapon.
Okay, so you have that pencil still?
Yeah. Oh goodness, I must have put it somewhere.
This is the most
we
polite
are.
bugbear Goliath conversation in the history of Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm just gonna
and I
take
love
Sorry
it.
about that.
Oh, it's okay. It's not a problem.
Eberron, man.
Here's what I'm gonna do to keep this fair. I'm gonna say, what was your name again?
Columbo.
Columbo. Hereby enters the train. I'm writing up a quick contract here. Enters the train. Columbo's hands are registered weapons that they have agreed not to use upon board of this vessel, the train. And if said hands are used as weapons, will be asked to leave the train promptly.
Oh, absolutely.
If you could just sign there on the. Oh, please don't scratch my hand when you grab that pencil. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Now I'm scared of you. Okay, not really. You're very nice.
No.
Just sign the line.
Okay. There we go.
Thank you. I just will keep that. Do you want a copy or anything? I don't know how to do that, but.
Oh goodness. Can I write it off?
Is it a tax write-off?
Tax write-off? Yes.
Well, I'm not charging you anything, so I guess.
Oh really?
Like emotionally,
okay.
you could write this off. Yeah.
Okay, then no, I'm fine. I'm perfectly
Come,
fine.
I'll make a copy later, but I need to keep the one with your actual signature, okay? Just for my.
Absolutely understood.
Welcome aboard. I'll take the long swords and I'll put them back in the cargo hold.
Yes, thank you.
Have a good time.
I will do my best.
Okay.
Seltzer water.
Yeah, with bitters. That's the key.
Bitters. I forgot to write that down.
Oh, here's a pencil. Yeah.
Thank you. Bitters.
You know what?
All right.
Why don't you keep that pencil? I have an extra.
Oh,
You
thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah. Enjoy. Don't use it as a weapon. Okay.
No.
Great. All right, next.
Yeah, I think after this exchange, Annie's been standing behind them the whole time, like just patiently impatient.
Just a huge bugbear.
Kind of like leans around and looks at the hand claws.
Like,
Eyebrows
is anyone
go
else
up.
gonna tell them?
Yeah. Like, about my weapons. And she'll take out her license from House Thrash as a bounty hunter. Like, technically, I'm always working, and given that there's a person with knife hands aboard.
Okay. I think they prefer claws, but I don't know. I guess I didn't ask.
Well, they're mighty stabby.
Okay, stab hands.
Yeah.
That sounds worse. Don't say that. Don't tell her. Say that, please.
I would appreciate being able to keep my weapons with me. I'll use them only in the line of duty. But
oh gosh,
depending on your policy.
So many contracts written up. If I'm going to keep this fair, what weapons do you have?
I have a rapier and a scimitar.
I just cannot have it on board. I'm sorry. I've removed all of the weapons that can be unsheathed.
I suppose rules are rules. What's your policy on animals?
What animal is it?
And I'll gesture to my shoulder, and this tiny little, like pygmy-sized owl just kind of pokes its head out.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, perfect. Well, then
Emotional
I'll
support pygmy owl.
What's his name?
His name is Jency.
Jency. Nice to meet you, Jency.
And he kind of like puffs
a
his head
giant
up.
weird Goliath bow towards him.
Oh, he'll like put his little wings out and bow. It's pretty smart.
I love creatures from the woodlands.
Oh,
wise. They're wise.
Yes.
All right, I will take those weapons there for you.
All right. Well,
if there's, I know it's not fun to be separated from your loved ones, which for you, these are your loved ones, it's your job. But I will keep them safe. And if there's a situation where we're under siege, you come find me and we'll get these immediately, okay? Because you're gonna help. You're gonna help if that happens.
Oh yeah. Well, to be honest, I packed my bow and arrows in the trunk, so
yeah,
I'm good.
Thank you for being honest. I love honesty.
That's what I try to do. That'll go up on the train.
Well, welcome aboard.
Thanks.
3 rerolls.
Woo-hoo.
Yay!
I
Amazing.
haven't even had to roll once. I can't wait. I'm gonna use all 3 of those. My first perception check.
Miles, it
See
doesn't
everything.
say what area of the train am I at. Or are we finding that out in a second?
Right.
Yeah, we'll establish all that in just a moment. We would kind of retconned and went back to where you guys don't have your gear.
Speaking of retcon,
Because it's all in the cargo. So I mean, it's not that it's gone; it's just in cargo.
it wasn't a Rod of the Pack Keeper. It was a hand axe because I'm being a barbarian instead of a warlock. I'm doing the whole. I'm doing the whole. I am going to lean into it and go the whole like
feral tiefling route.
Yeah, exactly. You know my fancy tiefling. Yeah.
All right, cool, dope.
Hand axe.
Awesome. And then basically everyone here except Silvery and Illiken, because Illiken's driving the train, but the rest of you, Egan Backer, for whatever reason, has bought your all's train tickets. So it didn't cost you all anything. You had already bought your ticket a while back, Silvery, but you knew.
Yeah, I'm traveling for work. I don't know who any of these people are, and to be honest, they're annoying me.
And then, so then there are also two other people besides Egan who are there. There is a scholar who he's kind of in the same echelon, upper society, and then he is there with a half elf woman, and she is probably in her early 20s, and the scholar looks like he's probably in his like late 40s, early 50s, but they are there together, and so they are with the rest of you all.
I find their relationship obscene.
Bold take.
Some do.
And he's very droll.
True. All right. So the first couple of days on this train, what all do you all do? There's, like I said, there's a dining car, there's a galley, and then there are personal quarters.
I will keep Grigsby busy while I hang out with my husband.
Yeah, of course, Lady Scarlet. Whatever you need, I'm here. I do require some personal time in the evenings, to go about my personal business. But no, what do you need? I'm here.
Could you get me that rather inquisitive looking bugbear I saw earlier?
Lieutenant Columbo. Yes, I'm very familiar. Yeah. You'd like to see
business associate.
Of course.
I have work for them.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I will approach Lieutenant Columbo's cabin, or if she's in the dining car, wherever.
You find me in the dining car getting seltzer water and bitters.
Columbo, it's a pleasure to see you. It's been a minute.
Mm-hmm. Now, how long? Just player to player. How long have you been a cook for the backers?
Oh, for about 10 years, 10, 15 years at this point.
So we probably knew each other then.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys have known my husband longer than me.
Yes.
Speaking of which, the lovely bride of Mr. Backer is curious to say hello. Would like if you have a minute to stop by.
Grigsby, she would love to shake your hand if
of course, no, happily. It's good to see you again. It's been a minute.
You too.
Yes.
My goodness.
Always so pleasant. Ow. Okay, claws.
Absolutely.
No. Yes. Very.
It's just.
She let you keep your claws on board.
Well, I can't exactly remove them. So.
Oh, right. No, that's true.
Have to kick me off the train.
Of course, no, we wouldn't want that. Yeah, no, that's good. Well, I'm happy to.
Yeah,
happy you're here. But yes, Lady Scarlet's very insistent. So when you get a moment,
I would really, out of all the people on this train, I would love to sit and chat with you and Lady Scarlet.
All right, sure. If you like, I can escort you back there.
Okay. I follow, and right. I talk your ear off the entire time.
Yeah. No.
So as you do that, this is toward the end of the night. Egan will eventually he keeps trying to, as the night goes on, he keeps trying to get to Columbo just to speak with her by himself, but he keeps getting pulled away with all the other people that he's entertaining. And Grigsby is doing an awesome job of fielding all of his guests. Sorry. Yeah, you guys all seem to notice that as Egan goes throughout his night, and he keeps brushing off Scarlet for just about anybody else in the room.
Jealousy intensifies.
Yeah.
Grigsby
I really want to talk to Lieutenant Columbo.
Grigsby's very good-natured, but every interaction he has with Scarlet ends with a barely restrained eye roll.
So that sounds painful. Barely restrained eye roll.
Well, no one else. Well, there's people watching, but no one else is really within an earshot. Egan will approach Silvery, and he will ask her, like, "Oh, what are you doing here?"
I'm traveling for work. What are you doing here? Being a jerk as always.
Jerk. A businessman? Is that what you call a jerk? Then yes, being a jerk.
Well, there's businessmen who are good at their job, and then there's businessmen who just fail upwards. And you're the latter, my friend.
Falling up the stairs still leads up.
I have that on a t-shirt.
Rich asshole. So
brilliant argument. Is that your daughter? The young woman?
That supposedly this, that, and the other, you know how it goes. And he
interesting.
He's kind of, nasty about that, and he like takes his brandy and he finishes it in like one hit. Yeah. Really.
I guess money doesn't solve every problem, does it?
Be determined. And
what's that? Cat got your tongue.
Yeah. He keeps he's like kind of dancing around your question, and
it's not a question, it's a statement.
It's true. But yeah. So what else? Who else is? Yeah, he's not.
This is I can't wait.
Yeah. So does anyone else want to talk to Egan or anybody else?
Well, Columbo is a little motion sick, probably leaning on Grigsby a bit, but definitely heads over to Miss Scarlet.
Yes, I'd like to pay. I've noticed a little resemblance, and I kind of look over at Annie and see a little bit of resemblance between her and my husband. And I am aware that he has a past before me, which is fine, but I'd rather keep her out of the paperwork when he leaves us. Get what I'm saying? A little younger than he is. Not saying it's sketchy, but I'd like to keep her out of the will. So if we could confirm that and then find a way to deny that, that would be great. I'll give you gold.
Very forward.
So
Get a contract written up, Grigsby. 50 gold for the confirm, another 100 gold for the deny.
I am not a registered notary. My skills really start and end at the kitchen. Sorry about that.
You're literate,
Okay, so-
right? Here's some pen. Here's a paper. Write something on.
Okay. Feels awkward.
I just notarized you. You're a notary now.
Not sure how that works.
you're quite
I'm not
capable,
either.
Grigsby. You're quite capable.
Thanks.
And so so you would like me to nose around a bit and find out the relation of this person over here, and I motion with my eye toward Annie. You want me to find out the relationship between?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
willing to pay for that information.
That's it. That's all you have to say to me after we haven't seen each other in so many years. Oh, Miss Scarlet, I still like you way better than Egan.
I specifically sent Grigsby to. He didn't. Grigsby, you didn't say hi for me when you saw Lieutenant Columbo. Like I specifically said. That's not a Recton. I'm just lying.
I'm gonna go. I make my way out of the side.
Where's the bar?
They actually have a couple of servants who, since you all are.
No. I like to order my own. I don't trust anything coming from a servant. Sorry.
Yeah, you would go to the.
You don't know what they've done to it, so I want to go to the bar.
Yeah, there's a bar in the corner then, for sure.
Yeah, they have good bourbon selection at this one.
Most definitely.
It's good. Like they have top shelf stuff. I don't want to drink any of the
Their top shelf stuff is mostly brandy, but they do have one good bourbon. The rest.
Okay. All right. Good. So I'm gonna get one of those.
Okay, that's pretty.
And I'm gonna shoot it, and then I'm gonna get another one. And that one I'll sip.
The Warforged bartender is like calculating how much your blood alcohol content. Can offer her 0.74 more drinks.
I think Annie is sort of austerely standing in the corner, just watching everybody, but focused on probably Scarlet, Grigsby, and Egan.
Grigsby will occasionally look over in her direction, in Annie's direction, but not really approach, for sure. And I will try and find a moment with Egan when we're amidst all of these people who know us. It's quite a social butterfly thing. But sir, this is rather peculiar. This kind of feels like old home week. All these old friends and connections. I don't know. Wait, is there something going on?
So Egan, he'll tell you that. Or you were asking Egan, correct?
Yeah.
He'll tell you. Well, I had to go to Fairhaven, and I figured, with the Annie, we could just kill two stones. I get some time in, and I can figure out what her full story is.
Right. Right. Her mother, departed in quite a huff back in the day.
Sorry. Kill two stones.
Yeah.
I love that.
Did hear about that. She told me.
Yes.
As you know, the conductor still owes me one.
I thought
rubs
that
elbows
was...
and hits you too hard.
yeah. I thought that was rather peculiar.
I just had him take us all, or had her take us all, and that way we're,
Well, you do like to keep all your relationships and debts in order, so I'll trust you to
close and you're.
Indeed. And you are my friend, sir. It has been a pleasure working with you all these years. I just wanted to, surrounded by folks, I just wanted to say that I have enjoyed our time, and you and the Lady Scarlet have been a valuable, friends to me. So,
and the crass jerk that Egan is, he's like, he pats you on the shoulder. He's like, I thought you'd know it by now, as he gets up and stretches, and he's like, flattery gets you nowhere with me. Back to the books. And he walks over to the bar and grabs a drink.
Right. I sit down and sip some of my sip from my home stash of beers.
I think did you say it's later in the evening?
Yeah, we're approaching dinner now. It's about to be dinner.
I think just during this time, I don't need to have conversations with anyone, but just Ilkin probably does kind of like a pre-dinner, just kind of round of the trains and the cars to make sure everyone's happy, not throwing up.
And when I see him walk by, I just stare him down again.
I don't know what you're saying. I feel like you're saying something to me, but you're not saying anything. It's very confusing. What? help you. Okay, well, enjoy your drink. It's very good. It's a very okay. Wait. All right, I'm moving on. Let me know if you need anything. Okay. A strange woman.
And Columbo's still a bit. If it weren't for the fur, she would still be a little bit green around the gills. But she. Thank you so much for this. This recipe. I'm sure I would be much worse off without it.
Oh, you're welcome. It's working, right?
I think maybe it's better than if I
mean, it's not a miracle. It's not a miracle. I'm not pretending it is, but it does help. Yes. Also, bread.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Oh,
honestly, bread's just comforting all around, so it really just helps with a lot of things.
Okay.
But stomach. Right,
yeah.
Yes.
My wife makes the best fresh bread. Oh my goodness, you're right. I could use some bread. It won't be as good as hers, but
she sounds lovely.
You know, can you tell me?
Maybe.
Everyone here in this room, did they all have their tickets paid for like as I did?
Oh, I'm not privy to that information.
As the conductor?
Well, I guess I am privy to that information. I just what I mean by that is my brain doesn't remember all those things just off the top. I'd have to check my logs.
And for me, if it weren't for my notebook, where'd that go? Oh my goodness.
You still have that pencil I gave you? It's in there somewhere.
Somewhere. One of these pockets. So many.
Oh, you're funny, Lieutenant. Oh, yes. I could look. I'm not really supposed to divulge passenger information
it's a hard word.
It is. Not telling me. So many words these days, you know. How do I keep up?
I know. They come up with more all the time.
Constantly. Kids.
Yes.
Anyway, why do you ask?
Oh, it's just, some things just roll around in my head and it just keeps rolling and I can't get it out. So yeah, it was just curious. That's just me. Funny. People tell me all the time I'm funny and curious.
Oh, well, those are two great qualities. Funny, curious,
thank you very much.
Thank you. And dangerous hands.
Oh goodness, well.
Yeah, it's a magic 3.
Thank you.
No, I'm gonna continue my rounds. It was nice talking to you. But I look forward to talking to you more later. You let me know if you need anything.
I will.
I'll continue. And watch out. That woman at the bar. Does she talk to you ever?
I've been trying to head over there, but
okay. Well,
yeah.
I think
we did speak. We did speak.
She speaks. Okay. But, I mean, she spoke to me initially.
That woman. Yeah. No, I haven't made it over there yet.
I'm just curious. I don't want to talk about passengers to other passengers. It's just a gossip thing, and that's not fair. But
no. Mum's the word.
I honestly feel like she's trying to communicate with me, and maybe she's younger. She's younger than I am, and maybe there's a new thing where people are communicating but they're not talking. It seems that she's doing that. Just curious if you'd heard of this. It's like intense eye contact with intention, but I don't know what the intention is.
Yeah, most of the most insightful things that people say don't come out of their mouth.
Wow, that's deep. You know what? I'm gonna continue my rounds and think about that. All the insightful things, they come out of so many other places, but not not there. Yeah,
out their pores. Yep.
Oh, yes. So many holes.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Right. Okay, I'm gonna think about that, Lieutenant. Very, very good talking to you.
So as dinner goes on, or I'm sorry, Morgan or Grigsby, were you about to say something?
No.
Oh, okay, cool. So as the night goes on, you all are served dinner, and you should have some information on where you end up toward the end of the night. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Yep. So, I sent it to you via email and or Discord or whatever the communications version.
I'm having dinner with Egan.
I am not with Egan.
Where's his loyal retainer at such
Hey,
a time?
you know, I get my personal time every day that I can do with as I wish.
I see. And Lieutenant Columbo was having dinner with Egan, and then ended up chilling for a little while. Scarlett, where were you? Or I'll come back to you. Annie.
I didn't get anything.
I sent it to you.
I didn't either, but I'm looking.
Yes. Hold on. Let me solve the mystery first.
It's a mystery within a mystery.
Yes.
Search Miles
In the page
Jasper.
that I sent you. So.
Oh.
Lori, I think I sent you yours on Discord.
Can you
Okay.
you
Oh, it wasn't a
send
separate thing.
Everybody
Gotcha.
in the Zoom chat.
No,
We'd
because then you'd all know each
know.
other's. Then you'd all know each other's stuff.
All
Stuff.
of our secrets. Miles, where did you send mine?
I sent it to you via email because you had responded to a couple points on it.
Yeah.
1 second.
Ooh,
Oh, I see.
excited. Can't wait for my husband to die.
What? Why would you say that?
What are you talking about?
What?
Oh, I'm the number
She's
one
what-
suspect now.
Wait a
She's one of those drunks.
I don't see it at the time. Let me see. Hold on. Trying to figure out.
I don't know where I am.
We can send private messages in the Zoom, right?
But yeah, you're right. We
Mhm.
can do that. Oh, we can do that.
Aha!
Aha.
Just have to make sure the private message goes to the right person.
So,
I
Scandal.
didn't get an email about what I'm doing right now, but it doesn't really matter because it's none of your business.
What a mysterious lady she is. Want to figure her out.
so we find out. I
None
was
of your
sleeping.
business what I'm doing or who I'm spending my time with.
Okay.
Went to bed
Yep.
early.
I guess I saw him just before he had his business dinner, but that's
So you all
doesn't tell me
know
anything else.
basically. You all each individually should have a rough idea as the night progresses, where your character would be. If not, I will DM you the exact details, and we are going to take a 5-minute
Murder break.
murder break.
as the
Murder break.
A murder break?
as the
What?
yeah as
What,
the
what?
as you all carouse, you do whatever it is that your character would like to be doing for the evening.
Get those alibis ready.
I will I will, and then any of you who are just look at your sheets if you'd like. Then that'll tell you, give you some pertinent details and stuff for as we move forward. But dinner has essentially been ended. Dessert was fantastic. It was like some D&D tiramisu.
I thought it was fine.
I was passed out.
And then
Nothing to write home about.
yeah.
The
So,
bread and seltzer water. It's a great idea.
Sounds really good.
I did enjoy the bourbon. I will admit to that.
Right. They did have that fancy homebrewed bourbon.
5-minute break, then body.
What?
Right.
Wow.
5-minute break. We'll be back, everybody.
We'll be back.
The
Okay.
body is hit the floor.
See you in a
right, welcome back, everybody. After a short break and an awesome evening drinking with all of the friends and other affiliates of Egan Backer, the next
not
morning.
Just to be clear, I was not drinking. I'm driving the train. Okay.
Good on you. Good on you. We got more re-rolls, everybody, and I need to check my DM Discords. 1 second.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, messages.
Thank you, everybody.
Messages on all
Crushing it.
communication
Start rolling.
platforms. I love
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
Let's get.
Oh,
let's
this
get to this
investigation check. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill that body
Oh
all
wait, we
over
know who
again.
the murderer is now.
Murder. Wait, what?
I'm gonna lie
Just
so
heard
hard. I'm
the
gonna lie
start.
so hard. You guys aren't even gonna know it's me.
I am proficient in insight.
Oh,
You roll for right. You roll for who did it in this one.
Oh.
oh, interesting.
Oh my.
Wait, so we
Oh.
may be the murderer?
Wait.
Maybe I
Just-
could have been the murderer.
Oh, we rolled before. Oh, because we did roll before the game started. Yes. Okay.
That's what that roll was.
Got it.
Okay.
Wait, so one of you is already the murderer?
And
I
you've
don't-
known the whole time?
The whole time.
Well, you had
premeditated.
I had to murder him first, and then
Like-
after,
Trail.
then I knew. Up until then, I was just
Okay.
It
We're
was
all getting
up
so
in
long.
the air.
These head games you're doing, I don't know. I don't know about this.
Trophy tiefling.
I don't know what to think about this trophy tiefling.
how long do tieflings live? I'm pretty sure my plan was just wait till he gets old.
It's like human.
Human
right?
age, I believe.
Annie, I got back to you. So, my
Thank you.
apologies, everybody.
Secret message.
Am I missing any other DMs from anybody?
I don't believe so.
Oh, hold
No.
on.
Nope.
We'll see. No. All right. Get out of here, cat.
Cat's the murderer.
Yeah.
Right.
All right,
Always.
y'all.
I buy that.
So we do
Who's the
have
true
rules.
ad?
So if you all, as we begin,
It's a
want
wild-
to
Wild
feel
shape.
free
How many is
to.
it? 1, 2, 3, 4 rerolls.
So
Five,
early
yeah.
the next morning,
And then one for the actual roll.
it's right before sunrise. The scholar and the young lady, there's a human bard and an older scholar that I had introduced you all to. The young lady, her name is Helena,
Helena.
and the scholar's name is Oswald. Again, they
She
are.
was a human or a half elf? Sorry, the early 20s half elf woman.
Yeah, it was half elf. Sorry, yeah, half elf. My bad.
It's okay.
It told me to pick races from like this thing, and yeah.
I'm too good for these NPCs.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Wait, this-
Listen,
and,
I feel the same way.
Oh, how nice. They've met common ground. How nice.
yes, this half elf bard lady and a human scholar. My
Yeah.
apologies.
All good.
Yeah, they go in the morning to try to find breakfast, and you hear the lady scream at the top of her lungs. That's what wakes all of you up.
Ah,
So Annabelle and Morgan
yes.
or Grigsby are in train number 4, which is by the galley,
Oh, okay.
and
We're in the
the
second
other
class?
passengers the other passengers are up in train car 2 past the first class dining hall. And then Illiken, your quarters are up in the first train car where
I'm doing my rounds right now, though.
yes,
Yeah.
correct. And you would be the first responder when you hear the young Helena scream, and
Okay.
Oswald, he passed out.
Oh, from terror.
And there is
Grigsby's passive perception is fairly high though, and he's a fast dude, so I think he would probably be there pretty quickly as well.
Shut the. I'm trying to sleep in here.
very quickly.
was
Yeah,
screaming.
you show up pretty quick.
Is everything all right? What is anyone in danger?
Yes. I mean,
In the dining car, you all find, those of you who come up quick and those coming trailing in behind, you find none other than Egan Backer, shot twice in his backer. There's some sort of
He should have been named Egan Legger. No.
yeah, he might have lived, right? Yeah.
Sorry, I'll see myself out.
Bye, Morgan.
All right. So yeah.
Oh my lord.
Oh.
I'm essentially the adjudicator. You all are here.
I'm still in my room, sleepy.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh gosh!
no,
Oh gosh! Okay,
oh,
I
no,
will
oh,
We're
immediately.
trying to sleep. If you guys would keep it down.
I will
Alright.
immediately rush. Please, Illiken,
Oh,
could you let the Lady Scarlet know? Oh my gosh! And so
yeah, we need to close this room down for passengers. This is gonna scare everyone.
okay.
Oh gosh.
Okay. I will. He is definitely dead.
Oh, it's a good.
DM, sorry.
What's
Yeah.
the DC on the medicine
Miles?
check? 2 shots in the back.
Yeah, you all can
Tree.
make medicine checks.
Yeah. No, I mean, if I could tell how long he's been dead, or just sort of.
Yeah, give me a medicine. Yeah, roll
Alright.
medicine or investigation.
Yeah, I'll
See how
roll a
long it's
medicine
been
check.
Medicine?
All right. Yeah.
I'll go get your lady.
That's a 15.
Good on you. Hit it to get it, so they say. Let's get you that information.
While you do that, I'll kind of like this is I don't know how to handle this situation.
Please, just maybe
The-
just notify the others
yeah,
that there's
I
been.
will tell Scarlet. I'm gonna
That
tell
would- yes,
Scarlet,
yeah,
and then
his
tell
wife
people
would
that,
be-
okay.
Yes,
Oh,
and
gosh.
maybe Lieutenant Columbo if you see her. But yeah, Lady Scarlet, please.
Yeah. All right.
Oh no, this is so
gosh.
tragic. Oh gosh. Oh no.
This is.
Oh, it's
This
terrible.
is not supposed to happen. Just so you know,
No,
this isn't
no.
normally on the part of the train ride, and someone doesn't die.
Well, gosh, I would hope not.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
All right.
It has been at least 1 hour, but no more than 5, putting the time of death between midnight and 5 a.m.
Oh, all right.
Mm.
Oh gosh.
Let her notify the widow.
Yes. Yeah.
I think I would have run up just with Grigsby, because screams in danger are kind of my
Right. Right.
calling. Yeah.
Yeah, that whole mercenary thing, yeah.
Yeah. And I will take the bard away and kind of turn her away. Like, you shouldn't. Don't look at this. And then I'll kind of crouch down by the body. Are the implements still there? Is it like an arrow? Is it a crossbow bolt, or is it just 2 wounds in the back?
It's weird. Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
You're never
Super
on.
mysterious.
Ooh.
What the heck killed this
What-
guy? Yeah.
What on earth could it be? Well, that's not great. I'm so distraught. It's a natural one.
Ah,
But-
use that
Before you
reroll.
announce that natural
Rerolls.
run. Remember, we
Oh,
have
yes.
reroll tickets
That's
from all the
right.
donations
Use
that are
them
awesome.
rerolls.
Thank you,
you've given
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
But I overcome it and I try again.
Heck yeah.
Well, that's a 2. I'm still too distraught.
Oh no.
Oh.
More. Give
Look.
it one more shot, or someone
I-
else want to help out. I don't know.
I'll help out.
You guys
Help
want
out.
watching? Want to help out? 50.
Investigation is not so much my deal.
Yeah.
You see Annie just struggling very
And I
hard. at
kinda
this
give you a-
investigation.
Give you a pat on the shoulder. It's all right there, Annabelle.
Thank you.
So
Terrible. This
so
is terrible.
so Silri likes to sleep in, and she's very annoyed at all this chaos and commotion, and she decides to come out of her cabin and see
Same.
what's going on. It's kind of just morbid curiosity, honestly. She's still wearing her her negligee. She has no shame about that, and she's seeing everybody upset. And she kind of rolls her eyes, and then she is going to take a look at the body and see what the cause of death was. Just
Get a look in there.
And the
Look, see,
conductor
ah.
would see
Ooh,
me
so-
walking down the hall too, towards her.
so I get a ooh, that's a 24.
Oh,
Yeesh.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He was
So-
shot twice in the back, and someone was standing directly over him. He was slumped over on the table. The bullet holes, there are 2 bullet holes in the table underneath his body, and they're lodged in the table.
The bullets are.
Wow.
Gosh.
Oh,
Sounds-
Scarlet.
Sounds
Scarlet.
vicious.
This is you've been. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm just going to get Scarlet, so I just wanted to get her into the room.
Okay. This is unlike. I mean, you all are in Eberron, so you have seen some forms of firearms, but nothing quite like this. Because these, I'm gonna say these bullets they're shaped in the size of D20s. So, and they're just like created straight holes through this guy and lodged in the table, shot in the back while he was slumped over with advantage.
Wow.
Why would you say it like that?
Because there's 2. And they
Ah.
hit, obviously. So,
Doctor, what's all this commotion? I'm trying to sleep. It's like
I want you to prepare yourself before you go into this room. I don't know why I'm the one having to tell you. I don't know you well.
it's your train.
I fear a grave injustice has happened.
Hmm?
Your husband? Hold on. Stay right here. Grigsby?
Yeah.
I don't feel I should be the one to break the news to Miss Scarlet. I don't know her. The only
Oh,
thing I ever
gosh.
told her was that she couldn't bring
What's
stuff
going
on.
on?
All right.
Look
Lady
me up.
Lady Scarlet, I'll approach. Lady Scarlet, I'm so sorry. Mr. Backer is expired. He is dead.
Oh, his heart finally gave out. I mean, no, not my husband. No.
Can I roll an insight check on that?
oh yeah, of course. Give me a deception or persuasion for your crocodile tears.
See, this is my charisma barbarian.
That's a 9, but I'm gonna use a reroll on that.
Ooh.
Oh, I gotta use him before he does. That was a 9. That was a 14. 14 is my high. 14. Plus numbers.
Yeah, no. 14 total.
Oh, I got 14 plus numbers.
Oh.
I was about to use all those rerolls.
You can
Believable
tell
tears.
that Scarlet is playing her hand a little too hard, but you can't tell where the actual sadness stops. And
Right. She's hard to read anyway.
Yeah.
On a good
Where-
day, she only seems to like him a little. So,
Where is he? Where's my
he's
precious husband?
Here, I'll sort of awkwardly lead her around Illiken and towards the dining car. But please,
I
it
don't think I
isn't.
understand how people think anymore. I think I'm losing it. That woman stares at me, and that woman's crying, but I don't think she's really crying. What's going on, Illiken?
This is a very it's a very gruesome scene, ma'am. It's very traumatic. So please stay back. We have some professional types who hopefully can discern what's happened here.
When I go in there, I throw myself over the body.
Oh, don't do that.
No, you can't do
Harder.
that. No.
Oh, yes.
No.
All over the body. Hysterics.
Oh boy. Oh, all right.
Columbo comes in, is all, Lady Scarlet, please, give us some space to.
Got his blood all over me.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
You people are ridiculous. I'm getting a drink.
It's
The
6
scholar,
a.m.
the scholar will follow. Who said they're getting a drink?
Silry.
Silry, the scholar will follow you.
They're awake now.
Yeah, because remember they got up at the crack of
But
dawn.
he-
They were gonna try and find some snacks.
He
And then
passed
he
out.
passed
right?
out.
He
Oh.
screamed.
When he
Yeah, he woke up, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
And now he needs to imbibe because he just passed out, and that's it.
I will get a
Need
drink
some
too.
fruit juice.
Yeah, he needs a mimosa to get started.
Who was the last?
Goodness.
Who was the last to see? I'm sorry. Investigation is not really my thing, but last I saw, he was here with all of you. But I mean, how late did he stay up? Who
Well,
was there? Someone with him here in the dining car that you remember?
I mean, I saw him late last night. I make my rounds, one final round, and
Sure.
and he was I don't think he was dead. He was passed out. He was drunk.
Was he alone?
Yes, and I will say that I've seen Becker drunk before, and I've woke him up before, and I don't recommend it. He calls it his pre-bedtime routine, where he passes out for a while and then usually gets up and makes his way to bed at some point. I don't know if Miss Scarlet knows that. Perhaps
I
she
went to bed early last night. Those
Yeah.
drinks really hit me.
All right. Well, they hit him too. Anyway, I just let him be because again, he doesn't like to be awoken. But that was late last night, and
There was a lot of drinking. I mean, I know. Listen,
Sometimes he
alcohol
does look dead when he's passed out.
well,
I mean,
but looking dead
You've been told
and
before.
shot in the back are
I've got
two different
excited for
things.
nothing. I mean,
He is well and truly dead. That's not.
yes.
and what happened? He has holes in him. Was this magic?
So the scholar will say to you, Silvery, over at the bar,
How much do you think this
an
train costs?
interesting quandary we find ourselves in.
How
I watched
so?
all of the people that are here last evening, and from what I've surmised, scholarly and intellectual as I am, anyone here could be the killer, including you, from the look of things.
I was sleeping.
What
How many degrees did it take
Fucking
for
go,
you
sorry.
to figure that one out?
What?
How many scholarly degrees and diplomas did you have to really make that kind of assumption?
He's like a challenge rating 4 wizard, bro.
Oh well.
Scholarly indeed.
So mess.
What an
I
astute,
don't
what
even
an
know what level that
astute
is.
observation, sir. That if someone turns up dead, that anyone who was around at the time could have done it. Wow, you are too smart for words.
Yeah. He's you can tell that this dude he's like it could have even been me. I kind of hated the guy, let's be honest.
I mean, he's the worst. Doesn't
Of the worst. Yeah.
Would
I
you
mean,
mind? The dead man is right here on the ground. His
No.
body isn't even cold.
Grigsby, let everyone speak. They
just-
need
I
to
just-
grieve in their own way.
Just hate for those to speak ill of the recently deceased. And when we have his crying bride, who obviously loves him very much, right here in the room.
Silvery just stares at Grisby.
You know,
And he says, "You're right. It is a shame. I'm sorry." Oh, but yeah.
no, please. It's a shame.
He
Go
says,
on.
You know, even if he was a jerk, he still had a chance to redeem himself when he was alive, and now he's got no shot. So,
Do you really believe in redemption?
I've seen it. I've seen bad people become good people, and good people become bad people. It works both ways.
This
Not in
was
my
an elf,
experience. Leopards don't change their spots, sir. And trust me, I've got a lot of experience.
But they can change their environment.
Agree to disagree.
Annabelle,
Still
if you don't mind my asking, you seem to have spent. We weren't very conversational all night. What was the rest of your night like last night?
Well, it was almost impossible to get Egan alone during the party. What I need to talk to him about isn't really meant for social, polite conversation. But last night I went back to my room and I had room service. I retired early, hoping I could catch him today, but I guess I won't.
I'm very sorry that you are not, and I make a meaningful eye contact. Very sorry that you are not able to discuss the matters that you were here to discuss with him.
Yeah, it's I didn't think I would at all, and then he called me for this trip, and well, now nothing is settled.
Indeed.
The young bard is going to ask. So she can you all can kind of tell that she doesn't really like the scholar guy very much either.
Her own traveling companion. Got it.
Yeah, and so as he's like touting the stuff about, making like very vague observations and things, she tells him, eventually, like, why don't we stop and go and get an impartial party? Egan had a Warforged bodyguard that's being held in cargo. There's no way he could have done it, so he could be an impartial, logical assistance to
That's true.
investigate this.
I can go get him.
Grigsby. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Grigsby, could you please go get Kevin?
Kevin can really. I mean, I'm fine leaving the conductor. I have some more ideas here, if you don't mind. Kevin's pretty easy to turn on and off.
Yeah, it's.
Who's Kevin?
It's my bodyguard.
The bodyguard.
But so yeah, if you could go get Kevin and turn him on. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Is Kevin?
Kevin is a Warforged. He's a big metal guy. He's back in. Yes, he's pretty.
I guess I didn't realize his Kevin was the name that.
That's right, Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah, Egan called him Blue Shield, but Scarlet calls him Kevin.
Okay.
Kevin Blue Shield. That's right.
Oh, it's like his informal name.
Yes, that's right.
I only knew him on, I guess, a formal basis. I'll go wake him up or turn him on.
I'll go with you. I at least have met him before, and I'd like to check and see.
Per our contract, I feel like I could give you your weapons back now.
Before they leave the room, I'm wondering
None of you
if
are
I
safe
could.
anymore. You can all have your weapons.
Okay.
I'm wondering if I could do a eye for detail perception check to see if I can uncover, investigation check to see if I can uncover some clues about folks. I would like to know Annie's relationship to Egan, but then like I'm just looking for powder burn marks on people's hands. Could I do that?
For some gunshot residue, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
GSR test.
Just swabbing people's hands.
It's like a
TSA.
Even with my awesome investigation, I feel like I want to use a reroll on that because I got a 3.
Oh no.
We are rolling terribly.
Yeah.
Keep those rerolls coming.
Never solving this mystery.
Thank you, those who gave me a reroll, because instead of a 3, I got a 13, which brings me up to 23.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wow!
Wow.
Dang!
All right.
That's a mod.
Get that hot mod.
Look at that hot modifier. Wow.
So what can I glean from Annie or from anyone's hands or clothing around their sleeves, maybe?
If you're specifically looking at Annie, I guess I answer, Miles.
You can give her something, or I can too.
I'd say that currently Annie's hands and all her gear, basically, they're just immaculate. Like she keeps everything in tip-top shape. Everything is clean. And she's always in her work outfit, basically. She has like this outfit, but in 4 colors, and it's all studded leather. Yeah.
Can I tell your relationship with a 23 to Egan?
I think you can tell that she's genuinely upset that he's dead. That there's definitely unresolved questions. So
you probably would have noticed an interesting tenderness and care for Annabelle that Grigsby took as well while kneeling over the body.
Yeah, like because when I was trying to investigate the body, it's not that I was afraid of the gore, which is why I was failing. It's just that it was somebody that I knew or wanted to know, and they were dead.
Some
Thank
of
you
the other
very much.
investigations that you found with that check, though, Ma'at, Lieutenant Colombo finds also just, by individual investigation, you know that the houses sometimes send assassins or agents to do their dirty work for them if they feel someone is a threat to them.
Mhm.
And he is currently switching between different opposed families in House DeCanneth, right? Or he was until he was murdered. He was trying to change allegiances within House DeCanneth. And you do know that Annabelle's a mercenary.
Bounty hunter.
A bounty hunter, sorry.
Listen, I've heard, maybe I'm a little bit of a one-track mind. I've heard a lot about all the drinking that happened last night. Alcohol is kind of my thing. I would like to go over to the bar and maybe take a look at some of the bottles and glasses that were imbibed from. Looking for anything
check his
suspicious.
glass. Give me an investigation check on Egan's glass.
I will, definitely.
Because in the one glass that was closest to his hand, there's still some left.
That's a 17.
It's a 17. That bourbon smells
or even
off.
even a little more if you allow him proficiency, because he's proficient in brewing supplies and cooking supplies and stuff like that, but he's not proficient in investigation really.
Add that proficiency.
Yeah, add that proficiency.
Then that's a dirty 20.
Then dirty heck yeah. So you can smell from the bourbon that there is something off about it, most definitely.
Bourbon isn't
Even
really
though
my drink. This is odd.
Or
This
the
is
brandy, excuse me. The brandy.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
There's like just a little bit left, but the color is off, and when you smell it, just has a tinge of something different.
Listen, Mr. Backer could handle his brandy. Passed out at the table sounded sort of odd to me. And sure enough, this here brandy. Yeah, Lady Scarlet, what is it?
So it wasn't just me then.
No, I don't know. What do you mean?
I only had a little bit. I got right out.
I was drinking from my own batch. I felt fine. Was there anyone else who felt a little odd last night from the brandy? Did anyone else have fish for dinner?
No.
Who else?
I'm getting Kevin right now. Just
Yeah,
getting
Annie,
Kevin?
looking at
Right.
I'm still in the room just watching all this, and I'm gonna cast prestidigitation just to give the room that like kind of dead body odor a little bit, just to gross everyone out.
Do you do that on the sly, or do we see you doing that?
I don't know. Am I supposed to roll? I rolled a natural 20. So
Oh wow.
it's getting smelly in there.
Okay, so yeah,
Oh,
I don't. Oh
yeah.
gosh, oh the body is ripe for sure.
Mhm.
Lieutenant Columbo. So you said, by the way, you said there are bullet holes in the back, and he slumped over on his front.
Yeah, I think that
Miles?
was right.
Yeah.
And the
Maybe-
bullet holes go into the table.
Oh yes, so they went all the way through.
Yeah.
There are wounds in both the front and the back, as if someone
Right.
approached him from behind and pop.
I take a claw and I lift Egan up to look and see if there's any bullet holes on the front.
I'll assist.
Do the bullet holes go all the way through? Just don't touch. Don't touch.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. I'll
Oh
leave
yeah,
you to it.
they go all the way through him.
Lay him back down.
All right.
Do they line up? Do the holes line up?
Oh yeah.
Pull out the red string. We're working out. Yes, ballistics.
The very short strings then. All right. I'm interested about any other glass. How many glasses are on the table? Is it just his brandy glass?
So there's a bunch of empty ones, and there three glasses on the table.
There's 3 glasses. And what it does it look like? Does it look like other brandy was in the other glasses?
Yeah, lots of the same glasses. They're all 3 the same.
Are we able to tell with my dirty 20 on that? Is all of the brandy off, or just his glass?
Go investigate the brandy at the bar.
Oh,
So
okay,
who all went to grab Blue Shield or Kevin?
Just
Illiken and Annabelle.
So you two arrive as they're doing their thing, and Blue Shield, the entire time when you woke him up, he was acting very calm about the whole situation. When you told him that someone had murdered Egan and he needed to come with you, he was very compliant. He's a Warforged. But when he gets into the room in the dining hall and he sees Egan dead there, he like drops to his knees and he's like, is this what it is to feel? And he's all, you can tell he's like really upset. And he gets up in a frenzy, and you can all roll initiative as he starts attacking all of you.
Kevin,
Kevin,
No!
the bodyguard.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
I did not roll.
Boy.
I'm standing from behind the bar wondering what is happening. Okay, all right.
Oh.
For reference, I rolled a 22 on the investigation of the brandy bottle at the bar.
Oh my
Wow,
gosh.
nice.
That's a good roll.
It's a really good roll.
I know my alcohol.
I rolled a 5 in initiative.
Oh no.
I'm a 21 in initiative.
Wow.
21 as well.
Also, I think when Illiken and Annie came back in, the smell is getting to Illiken.
Much worse.
Yeah. We left, it was fine, and it's...
What on earth? I got a 15.
How did that happen so fast?
That's not normal.
So who got those 21s?
Silry and myself. My dex is a 16.
Illiken, what'd you get?
5.
And Columbo, what you got?
14.
Oh, did you say?
Yeah.
13.
So Kevin walked into the room, saw the dead body, went into an immediate rage, and started attacking us. Is that correct?
He got sentience, and then
Got it.
Yeah.
Said, is this what it be? Why? Why was I programmed to feel pain?
Yeah. He just obtained sentience right there. in front of you
Oh,
all.
just the worst
Crowning-
timing for it.
Crowning
Life's a cruel
moment. It was
joke.
bad timing, but it was a crowning moment for Blue Shield. Silvery, you're up.
I'm just gonna cast blindness on the bodyguard.
So what is that? Some sort of saving throw?
Yeah, it's a Constitution saving throw to blind him.
I'm gonna
Spray
say
paint
that's
the,
likely a fail.
the
3 plus
eyes.
numbers.
Blinded.
Yeah, so he's blinded for the duration.
All right.
Yeah. If
Can
he
you,
makes
like,
a
repeat
success,
that save?
if he makes a successful Constitution saving throw, then the spell will end.
On his later turns.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So he's just fighting blind now, which I think is funny. Not me. She does. Silly
Right,
does.
right, right.
I
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Megan
Sure.
specifically
Yeah,
thinks
uh-huh.
that's funny.
No, Silry thinks it's funny.
And Grigsby, what you got?
Grigsby sees what's happening, and he also has the tavern brawler feat. So he is going to pick up one of the chairs at the bar and attempt to smash it onto the back of this blind, raging Warforged to try and subdue him. So yeah, and he's blind. Do I get advantage on a attacking a blind creature? I believe.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Seems like it'd be easier.
Yeah, that's a 22 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so improvised. Oh wait, that's a D4 for improvised weapons. Yes. So that's 4 points of damage. And I would like to use my bonus action for Tavern Brawler Grapple to grapple him.
That's a good call.
And kind of so basically, getting the sense of not wanting to escalate too much. Grisby jacks him over the back with a chair and then kind of like puts him in a hammer lock, basically, to try to keep him in one spot.
All right, so give me a grapple check.
Okay, just straight strength or acrobatics?
It's your athletics versus their acrobatics or athletics.
Great. Okay, here we go. Oh, dirty 20. God, I'm rolling well.
Oh,
So what'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Dirty
Sorry.
20.
Yeah.
All right. You got it by 1 point. Nicely done. So you're grappling him. Sorry to make you all roll initiative. And then just grapple and make this guy chill.
I'm glad.
Sorry,
hurt
Kevin,
Yeah.
Kevin, come on, Kevin, come on, really, chill down, buddy, chill down.
He's like, just turn my sensor off. I can't deal with this right now.
Kevin,
Just put me back in cargo.
We need
I don't want
you
to do
be
this.
an impartial judge.
Nah, he like goes and sits on the ground.
Him being
Turn
impartial.
Kevin off.
He's very upset.
I don't know if that seems wise. Lieutenant Columbo, can I get your judgment on this?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Grigsby. Because we should talk to everyone. Everyone
Agreed.
here in this room, on this train, is a suspect.
Illiken is the cargo car locked from the inside, or would it have been possible for something or someone, perhaps an angry robot person, to escape during the night and do whatever it wanted?
Oh, it's locked. It's locked, right?
You have it locked.
Yeah. No, it's locked. I keep everything locked because otherwise I don't want people getting in and out. You know, you can't just have a car full of weapons that's unlocked and then I lose people's belongings. And
Also remember that second class, that robot would have to walk through second class, and I'm pretty sure someone would see a giant killer robot walk through second class. And then
I'm a
walk
deep
back
sleeper. I don't.
Yeah.
Speaking of hearing anything, did anyone hear a loud, 2 loud explosions?
I did
Huh.
not.
Interestingly, no one heard it.
which is I don't understand.
The guns that you all know of, you'd hear
Boom,
it for sure.
loud, bang, fire. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like firework, like Roman
Right.
candle
I
guns.
don't understand how that works. I just want to say I don't want to be a fear monger, but I do want to say as someone who, as a conductor, I know when we arrive at our destination, it won't look good for us.
Right.
I would say to have I guess it would behoove us to figure it out because otherwise we could all get arrested. I've seen this before.
Oh, I'm not getting arrested for this.
Well,
You mean you've seen this before?
I mean, I haven't seen this before, but I mean, I'm just saying, if there's many subjects, it's easier sometimes for them to just eliminate everyone.
I wanted to ask.
He's
when,
immediately like, "What do you mean you've seen this before?"
Wait.
Hold on.
How does this happen?
And what do you mean? What do you
murder
mean by
train to Fairhaven?
eliminate?
I don't know. I'm just saying, I guess I don't trust the law enforcement system necessarily to not persecute us.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes me nervous. So again, I think I'm just stirring up fear. I'm not helping. I just,
No,
walk
you're
around
really not
Fairhaven
helping.
Without finding out who the murderer is, they essentially could walk free.
Yeah.
And they could go on the call.
when Illiken
fine
and
with
Annie were back getting Kevin, I wanted to take a look at the lock on that door to see if there were signs of it being tampered with.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Okay.
I would like to go with you.
That would be a 21.
Oh yeah. You both investigate, and you find that there's no signs of tampering on that.
But what is the lock? Is it a key lock? Like someone would need the key? Okay.
Yeah, it's like a padlock.
By the way, what was I able to discern from the bottle of brandy behind the bar? Was the whole thing tampered?
No, it
with
was
poison?
regular. It was regular brandy.
It's very
It's delicious.
You actually tasted it.
Right. Yeah, no.
Good. You liked it.
Slight apricot, maybe a little blackberry in there.
Yeah,
it's nice.
see,
It's
you
tasty.
get it, yeah.
It's quite good, quite good. And I respect the artistry at work there. But look, more importantly, I think Mr. Backer was targeted specifically. His glass was tampered with, potentially to leave him as the in a vulnerable position for whatever evils were done to him.
I think his back was targeted by a gun.
Well said.
That is true, but I did see you mixing something into the brandy bottle before he left that night for the meeting. Scarlet.
Yeah.
Is that so?
That might have been a thing that you saw.
Mm-hmm. Do you care to explain?
I don't know. Would you care to explain what you're doing here, looking like my husband?
That's what a daughter does.
Yeah, and Grigsby nods.
It checks out.
Yeah.
What about that? What about that?
50% of
that
it
mixed drink. What about that?
So, listen, you're a mercenary soldier. You're out in the field a lot. I know you haven't spent a lot of time with your father and his class and sophistication out there, scrub.
Shots
rich
fired.
people stuff. We were doing rich people stuff. I was adding a little kick in there. Add just a little oomph to the drink.
I'm so sorry. I understand that maybe I don't understand people very well
You didn't
anymore.
quite
Like people...
catch everything on the way in. All right, with your little pat down.
Okay, well, could you just speak in like common? I don't understand what you're saying. You're saying things that don't make...
Put a little sleeping potion in his drink. Put a little sleeping potion in my drink. It's fun. Not a lot. Just a little. Good times.
You willingly sleep potioned yourself.
Yeah.
And
to be fair, I've done it. It feels great. Sometimes you just need it.
It's that magic sleep.
Magic ambient.
Your dreams are pretty excellent.
You can drink with it.
Sleeping potion.
Interesting.
Well, was he aware that you were doping his brandy?
Yes, just ask him.
I don't think that's possible.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about that. All right.
Wait, so why were you doping his brandy?
Oh, good follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
I said.
It was just rich people stuff is your explanation?
Rich people stuff. Drugs, alcohol, and then...
But he was going to a meeting.
At herself and tries to look very charismatic.
Drugging him and drugging. Didn't you say you were also drugged?
Mm-hmm.
So doing sexy time doesn't seem to match up with the sleepy time that y'all had.
No, I was just giving examples.
Okay.
So did you drug him last night?
Yeah. And the night before. And the night before. Right, Grigsby?
Leave me out of this. I was not aware of any intermarriage drugging. I am just a humble cook and occasional puncher.
I thought Grigsby knew about all the games we played, but apparently not.
Listen, I hear strange things through the walls sometimes. I am not a judgmental dwarf, so yeah, I try not to let my imagination get away with me.
Okay,
there's reasons he married a barbarian tiefling.
Silvery finds this conversation hysterical, and she casts vicious mockery on Scarlet. So
wow.
Wow.
Succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
That is aggressive.
She's not messing around.
I just don't like her, to be honest. So.
Well, she doesn't like you very much either now. Viciously knocked 18.
All right, you succeed.
All right, good. Oh, I
With
didn't.
a-
I was gonna burn every last reroll to save my fees.
Does
Fine.
a 22 and my ear for deceit, does a 22 give me any clues that Miss Scarlet was lying about the drugging him last night and it being a consensual, like, we do this a lot. It's fun party time.
Party drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So happy I picked the charisma barbarian. This wasn't a mistake.
Yeah, roll. You roll insight and you roll history.
Reroll.
Reroll it.
I get the third one.
Hold on.
All right.
What is happening?
I just used all 3 rerolls. I used 2.
So I had a 22 for my insight before. Do I
got
need
a
to re-roll it?
17 Plus, we're out unless somebody donates 50. Anybody want to donate 50?
Matt is burning through these rerolls.
That's what they're there for.
All on
All for
deception
you,
checks.
for Matt
For
specifically.
persuasion and
All for
deception.
charity.
Persuasion, sure.
No, zero rerolls.
0
You were
for now.
doing so well.
What
What's the next
was it,
50?
Matt? What did you roll?
I rolled 17 plus numbers. What was it? The assumption? Oh, dang. 19. You got me.
Okay.
You used 3 rerolls.
I got inspiration or anything?
You
This
needed
is
a
Ebron.
nat
How about some
20.
hero points up in here?
Do you want inspiration for rerolling 3 times?
So, is that
That sounds
something
like a
that you all
reroll.
normally do, or is that outside of the ordinary?
That is outside of the ordinary.
All right.
But you did drug him.
I did drug him.
That was the truth, but it being a consensual, like, we do this a lot, that part was a lie.
I drugged him, but I didn't kill him.
All right.
Hmm.
Oddly enough, I believe her. She seems sort of clumsy, and I mean, why would you admit to drugging someone?
Clumsy. And then since we got our gear, I take out my I got my furs on, and now I got my blinged out what is it, like bloodthirsty berserker great axe. And I
Whoa!
just slam it into the ground.
Oh,
Root so hard. I need a
Oh
strength.
my
Yeah, actually, no, I need an attack roll against the train.
Oh, I'm so sorry about your train conductor.
Oh,
okay.
this is
Okay.
why. This is not the only reason why, but this is one of the reasons why no weapons. No weapons, especially in the bar cart. It never ends well.
All right, that is a 16 to hit train. What's the train AC?
hit
Attack
that
from the
train.
inside.
That hits.
It hits.
Axe
So then I
that
just
train.
Damage. Roll damage, and you're leaving your axe in it. I get that.
Sure.
But as you damage the floor of this train, things happen.
Fire 11.
11 fire?
No, 11. No, it's just fire because it's almost max damage.
Oh, got you. All right, 11 damage. Cool.
Wait,
Yeesh.
If possible, since an axe has been just ground into the
very
train, I would like to
sparkly-
summon my scimitar, or my rapier to my hand. Just it appears.
All right, this is it. This is escalating very quickly.
Okay, no,
Everyone needs to calm down.
everybody, no fighting on the train. I've already given your weapons back. That was a courtesy of me, but no fight. We don't need any more fighting on the train.
I
Yeah.
point at my axe, and then I take my furs off. I point at that axe, and I look so nice. I got like so much jewelry and this really nice red dress to match my red skin. And I point at the axe. I said, Grigsby, if I was going to kill anybody, you know what I'd kill him with.
I mean, I see your point.
You've seen me do it before.
I
Yeah.
kill
I
I love a
people.
good beheading.
It is true. The Lady Scarlet does occasionally enjoy the more primal savage arts.
Oh, are we calling those arts now? Oh.
I probably not. Again, listen, is she the most
Thaumaturgy, too.
honest woman on this train? Probably not, but
I thaumaturgy. I get like just flames flickering in my eyes.
So, pardon me, Miss Scarlet, and remember, I really liked working with you, but You are the highest suspect at this point. You admitted that you drugged him.
Everybody accusing me is making themselves more suspect. Well, to me,
not quite sure that's how that works.
Well, I'm wondering, with that aside, what makes you innocent then?
I didn't do it. I was sleeping.
You were alone?
Details.
I was alone sleeping. I went to bed
When
early.
did you go to bed?
I was a tired little tuckered out tiefling.
Triple T.
Did you go to bed before my meeting with Egan? Did you go to bed after I went to bed?
Taking my sleeping potion.
This meeting with Egan that involved at least started with the three of you. What was it? What was the nature of that meeting, if you don't mind my asking? Lieutenant Columbo.
Yes. Well, just catching up on some old business. Yeah.
You had
All
a
right.
meeting. You had a meeting.
Filling some final details. Yep.
Did it have to do with any of this House Cannith business that potentially Annabelle was referencing?
No.
No. All right.
This is interesting, though. Me being questioned this time. Yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to be an open book here.
You're doing great. You could be a detective. I only wish that I could be as on it as you. So yes, please go on.
Oh gosh.
Okay,
I feel
check that.
No, I'm really impressed. Please go on.
All right. Well, I don't know. I'm nervous now.
You should be. I think everybody's like staring you down now.
Listen, you know, I cared greatly for Mr. Backer.
Absolutely.
and
Wait,
it was.
did you though?
I did. I served him loyally for over 10 years.
Yeah, but Grisby,
Right.
he treated you terribly.
That is true.
It's not like he was a good boss.
You see me give a look towards Silvery, like kind of, you know, like.
So.
Yeah, I mean, you were a loyal servant. You did whatever he asked you to, but he asked you to do a lot of shady stuff, didn't he?
I mean, you know, there's stuff that
That's a yes, by the way, to everyone else around. That is a yes.
I don't even understand what this woman here is implying, as she would know where I was during when this matter happened.
I'm sorry.
You do shady stuff too, Grigsby?
I do not do shady stuff. I may be present at some of Mr. Backer's shadier dealings. There are things that he gets involved in that I do not approve of. But I am, again, a simple dwarf. You know,
You're a doormat.
How simple of a dwarf are you exactly, Grisby?
I make good food and good beer and punch things
That
occasionally with my fists.
Sounds better than simple to me. You're a good cook.
Thank you very much.
Good attributes. Oh, so I'm so sorry to interrupt all of this. I do want to get to the bottom of this. I'm just so distracted by the smell in here is really bad.
Yeah, could we? Do any of these windows open, Illiken?
Yeah. Let me. I'm just gonna get the go ahead from you all that's okay to air it out. I don't know.
Yeah. The smell is quite pungent for sure.
You simple dwarf. Okay.
Thank you.
Hold on, Grigsby. Did you just say that Silvery can confirm where you were during that time?
Yeah, that is correct. Last night, the lady Silvery and I were conducting some business of our own in her cabin.
We weren't getting it on, trust me.
No, absolutely
He's
not.
not
That
my
is
type.
not that implicated. No, that is not what I was implying in any way.
I mean, look at me, look at him. Come on.
I
mean,
just to interject, honestly, the way you said it, it does sound like that's what you were implying.
it was not. No,
good clarification.
Yes, I am sometimes not the most, subtle with my word choices. I apologize.
Yeah, if you say we were in our private quarters conducting business, everyone's gonna assume. Just assume. Take it from me. I've been on the here 75 years. Everyone's gonna think that.
A lot of business been conducted on this train.
Yeah, there's a lot of people conducting business matters in their quarters. Okay,
oh gosh.
Well, in somebody pressed to digitate my cabin.
In this case, I am being literal in my speaking of conducting business.
We were having a sensitive discussion. I can't tell you about the details. Of your business.
Honestly, that sounds just as bad. I mean, it's
everything.
Similar implication. It was sensitive.
To be honest, everything Lady Silvery says makes it sound like, like she's implying something intimate, and that was not what happened.
Oh, okay. Well, just try. Just try to tell us what you're doing in your quarters.
I just exude natural sexuality, so every time I open my mouth, people assume... They just assume that I'm flirting.
I'm just trying to say that we were in private conducting business, and that is exactly what was happening.
My raspy voice, it's just, I can't help myself but be a little sexy.
I am very uncomfortable.
So around
What did
midnight,
you do to my dwarf?
Between midnight and, are we saying like until like 2? That was the window?
1 to 5 a.m. Was that what you had said, Miles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a 4-hour meeting between 1 to 5 in the morning.
Wow, honestly, if this was private business matters, impressive. Okay.
Well, now I feel the need to defend. No, never mind. Listen.
I don't sleep. I just want to be clear. I don't sleep.
Right.
Really. I
She's
just
an
kind
elf.
of meditate for a little while. So, I'm not bound to your rules of when sleep time is.
There were a lot of details that need to be hammered out. So no, that sounds terrible.
Okay.
I'm gonna, okay.
You just made trance sound so hot.
I want to see if what we've said so far could persuade them to give us more details about. Can we do a persuasion check with each other?
Oh dang! I used all the rerolls. Somebody donate 100.
We're so close to 9,000. I'm people saying.
I can use them before everybody else.
You all are basically questioning each other.
Listen here.
There could be a point where you all decide to search each other's cabins too.
Search my cabin. I have nothing to hide. And then
because you've already been busted by.
Listen, I will fess up here because I have nothing to hide. I was in the process of seeking to leave Mr. Backer's service and go into a possible restaurant franchise partially financed by Madam Silvery here. That's the business that we were discussing.
You're gonna go. My husband
it broke
didn't
my
tell
heart.
me you were really going to open up Grigsby's.
He didn't know. I had not told him yet. We were still in the final negotiations. Yeah. I feel terrible, especially now that I did not get to wish him a proper goodbye. I appreciated my years, not so much recently for obvious reasons. Ahem.
Would he have let you go? As his trustee, help.
No, I've heard him talk about Grigsby's before.
He may have counteroffered me. He may have tried to counteroffer me, but honestly, really, there's only so much one can do as a personal chef, and my drinks and my artistry is for the masses. I have great ideas. I have a mood board all prepared for my restaurant. It's going to be terrific. And Silvery,
I love a good mood board, but I don't think Backer would care about that.
Exactly. And so basically, I need to be a free bird. I need to spread my wings and fly.
Oh yeah, I get it. I'm just asking, I guess my question was he going to let you go? Because I don't know him too well, but my understanding is, he's not one to let things not go his way.
He probably would not have responded super well to it, but
How financially invested were you in this? I just curious. Financially
Very
invested
emotionally
in this.
invested in it.
well,
How much?
yes, I am beholden to him, but it was time, I thought, to leave, and he and Lady Scarlet obviously had a lot of business ideas, and yeah, I don't know. Basically, it was going to be an uncomfortable conversation, to be sure, but I trusted that he would see the wisdom in it. Yeah, I just
I lost my husband. My robot can think for itself, and now I'm losing my dwarf.
I am not your dwarf, madam,
I wonder why he's leaving.
And I will take this time to say that there has been a marked downturn in the quality of the company around our house since your arrival.
Save it for the exit interview, Grigsby.
Far better company than the company that was already there in the house before her arrival.
Right.
Well, perhaps you can show us the business deal.
So with the 13, it's not much, but that was my insight check to see if Grigsby is telling the truth about.
He's telling the truth.
Okay.
Hold on. I have an idea. That impartial observer. I'm gonna turn on Kevin, and then when he boots up, I'm gonna say, "No time for tears, Kevin. I need you to go raid all of our cabins, and then see if you find any interesting crap." The conductor over here said it's fine. So,
why are we still thinking he's an impartial observer?
Okay, hold on, Miss Scarlet. Please don't give commands as the conductor. It's a very, very oh gosh. Now I'm trying to not make it sound. It's a very private job. No, it's a very important job and I am in charge. Okay.
You're in charge. Okay.
Yes, but you can't just have someone go raiding into people's rooms, even if there is a murder. And I do think that's something we should dive into. But
what if it's a warforged?
Why are you sending him to investigate?
It's a privacy matter. It's just like again, it's not fair. It's a privacy matter.
Well, you can look in my room. I have nothing to hide.
Well, we'll start there then.
All right. Let's go to my room.
But wait, before we go into cabins, Lieutenant Columbo said you had a meeting with Egan, but there are 3 glasses.
Right.
Who's the third?
Oh, that's a good question. Very astute.
I did not have brandy, however. I had seltzer water.
Mm-hmm.
And bitter.
Mm-hmm.
And bread.
Roll me history, Lieutenant Columbo.
The history of brandy.
Yes.
The history of how many drinks got drank.
21 is my history.
All 3 of those drinks were, what's his name?
Egan's.
You had
the man is dead, Miles.
Show
him some respect.
The late Egan.
The late Egan.
That's the 3 glasses that I saw him drink at our meeting.
After dinner. After dinner.
Yeah.
When the 2 of
Okay. So
he drank 3.
And then
the bar closed and he went to his room and grabbed the brandy from his room on his last glass.
Okay.
Or his last 2 glasses.
That was around what time?
2 glasses were the brandy from his room. What's up?
Around 1 a.m. ish. Do you know when you saw him last, Illiken? You were the one.
Oh yeah, my late rounds are. When would you say those are, Matt? Like after? Usually it would be like after dinner. Like people turn in at like 9, 10.
Yeah, people don't usually on the train. People usually are all in bed by about 10. That's when all the lights get dimmed and everything.
Yeah, the bar closes.
Your last one was midnight, we'll say.
Okay.
And you would have seen Lieutenant Columbo and Egan
still talking.
Yeah.
That puts me on the suspect list. Because before your account said I was not there.
But I miss who's guilty.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I?
That's okay.
No, it's okay.
No. It's
Yeah,
all right.
I saw them there, and then maybe I did one more sweep after.
And I had left by that point.
You had left by that point, and you slumped over. Yes, I did see you. I didn't hear what you were talking about, though. It's not one to listen in on conversations. Not the train conductor's job. But midnight.
So yeah.
What were you talking about again? If I can ask.
Past business dealings was what wrapping up past business dealings was what you had said.
Yes.
What business?
I used to. Well, we were having a discussion about our last moments in business together.
What business?
I was his partner, half and half. He wouldn't be where he is now if it hadn't have been for some of the things that I had done.
And let me guess, he screwed you over.
Yeah. A bit more than that.
So also, Scarlett, while you might not know him, you might not have known Egan as long as Lieutenant Columbo. You were there when their business split. So you saw all the drama, and you saw Egan like really do Columbo dirty.
All right. Getting some more rerolls here. Somebody please donate $50.
Some people
$50 get us over 9,000.
Some people don't like when people ask too many questions, particularly when it involves the murders of competitors. And my wife thought there were too many dangerous coincidences putting my life at risk. So I didn't like the coincidences of my stop payment at that same time of my salary. At the same time as those accidents, and I haven't worked with Egan since.
Did he still owe you money?
Yes, 100 gold. That was something that was discussed.
It's a common theme with him to owe lots of people money.
Did he owe you money, Silvery?
What?
Did he owe you money?
He owes me so much money now.
That's quite a complex question. And I'm not sure it's any of your business.
That feels like a pretty straightforward question. I guess in my day, back in my day.
I'm sorry, who are you again? You're the conductor of the train. Why would I tell you about my personal business with anyone?
Well, we're all discussing personal business right now. It's kind of like a round table of like what's going on. Like there's a dead person, and we're trying to like get to the bottom of it. It's kind of like an open forum, I guess, for like spilling secrets. Or, like,
if I am owed money by him, would you be willing to make good on it?
I'm sorry, what?
Would you make good on it if I was owed money?
No,
right, so it's none of your business.
No, actually, I guess you're not understanding why I'm asking. I'm asking, did he owe you money? Do you owe him money? What's the situation? I'm trying to understand the relationship.
What's your relationship with?
Yeah. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Yes.
She looks at me like with such an intense glare. Again,
we're back to this.
At least she's talking to you now.
Oh yeah, honestly, great. Yeah, I thought it was my hearing, which I admit isn't great. It's not the best hearing. That's why I have this ear horn of hearing here. So sometimes the train's coming.
We all know everyone's relationship except for you. But you've known him for quite some time.
And I haven't known him. I'm traveling separately for business.
I pull out a photograph.
I'm sorry, when you said I haven't known him, my mind just went.
I pull out a photograph.
It went what?
Somewhere. I haven't known him. What does that mean? See?
This isn't the Crucible. Okay, it is kind of the Crucible right now. But
what about this photograph?
So, I just seeing all these familiar faces, Grigsby, Scarlett, Egan, I just, I got to really reminiscing, and I happen to have some of my photographs with me for some weird reason, but this one, and I lay it down on the table away from the blood. And there's a picture of you in the background. I look younger, more dashing, but clearly
No, I
that's
wouldn't
you.
say that. You look good, just different. Yeah.
So Silry's in the background or Illiken's in the background?
I believe it's Silvery.
Oh, that looks nothing like me. That's very clearly a blonde, and my hair is dark now.
But the
No.
facial structure.
My hair used to be blonde, and now it's silver.
It's very different, actually. You're old. That's why you have silver hair.
Okay, well, you're young, and so you don't have it yet, and then you're going to be old one day, and then you will. So,
All right.
I feel
Listen.
we're losing the thread here.
Yeah, just slightly.
sorry.
Yes.
No more hair arguments, please. Mine is the prettiest hair. I
We
can't
broke
press the digitate.
$9,000.
Be barbarians.
Awesome.
Wait, what?
We busted a
broke
9,000.
so-
Oh, we did it!
Yeah,
Cool.
this was
I got, 2 of those are mine. I paid for them. They're mine. You can't have them.
quick, start lying again.
Let's just start
Start
rolling.
lying.
Everyone start using all the dice before Matt can. Get him back.
I look
Alright.
around. Perception check. Yeah. I got a
Trust
game
me,
with-
trust
got a
me, if
game
I
with
was the one who had murdered this monster, I would have done a much cleaner and neater job. This is a mess.
Interesting. So many murderers have said the exact same thing.
Because it's true.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
listen, I mean,
What's your relationship? Why were you here this day? Why are you here
I
now?
told you I'm traveling for business.
Separate
from this, it's a coincidence that we are all here.
listen, I am not here to vouch for Lady Silry's overall, demeanor, but she was with me last night, as I said, conducting private business in private quarters.
However, you
Yes,
admitted
you said that again,
what
and it still sounds, even though we've been over it, it still sounds
I'm so sorry. I'm so
scandalous.
sorry.
I'm going to be honest. I
Okay.
know that you're saying it's not, and we've had this whole
I
conversation.
honestly, I wouldn't know what to do with her if
I just want to say one thing that as a train conductor, I should normally be divulging this, but in fairness, I will divulge everyone's secret. He did pay for all of your tickets.
Yeah, that's not that abnormal for me.
He didn't pay for my ticket.
Yes, he did.
Nope.
Oh,
She's
no,
like
he
that
didn't.
one she's the one that he didn't.
No, he did not pay for my ticket.
Okay, well, he
my
paid for all your
own.
tickets. He paid for yours, Lieutenant.
Wait, what?
Correct.
He paid for all your tickets? When he could have been buying me things with that money?
What?
She's
Okay.
a real gem, isn't she?
I don't know. I just Annie had asked me about that, right? Annie?
Yeah.
Asked
The
me about
young
that?
half elf bard, as you say that, the young half elf bard. lady.
yes, the NPCs.
Yeah.
Yes, what about
Smiles.
you two?
She smiles as
Yeah.
Scarlett says that, because just to info dump on y'all, Egan's been dropping mad coin on that young half elf bard.
You go back to your NPC pocket dimension. I don't want to hear about you anymore. I reckon that you don't exist.
All right.
I picked up on that instantly. There was no way she was with that droll professor.
Mm-mm.
Right.
No, she needed an
Well
in.
said.
She needed
Well
an
said.
in to get on the train to hang out with Egan without it being like, she'll admit it because she
It'll-
loves it now that Egan's gone and there's.
Well, should
she
we
has
go
nothing
look
to
at?
do.
Should we go look at Miss Scarlett's room? I guess.
Illiken, one second. I think we, Illiken, you seem to have a lot of access to the room, and you were the one making the last rounds.
Yes, every night. Every night. It's my job.
If you don't mind my saying, we've gotten into some of the really untoward business practices that Mr. Backer was in on, and
An usher walks in the room. And
Who the hell is that?
An usher walks in from like the first car, one of the like workers, and he's like, excuse me, Miss Illiken, we have a 20-minute
till arrival in Fairhaven. Just wanted to let you know. And he's like, I just so we will have to begin
Okay, I must.
preparations to begin
Yes.
slowing the train down the lightning
Thank you.
rail. Just to
Thank
let
you
you know.
for
And
telling
he
me,
and he like
Harry.
bows and he's like, so sorry.
Okay.
And he backs away from everybody.
It's fine. It's fine. As you would tell the crew to chop. Hurry up. We must be ready for.
We'll begin the procedures.
Yes.
Yep.
I have to start getting this ready.
Lieutenant Columbo, I don't want to speak out of school here, but Illiken also had some, I wouldn't really call them business dealings, but there are certain, under the table payments made to keep certain things hidden. I'm sure. Listen, we all cards on the table. We got 20 minutes to Fairhaven.
And by the way, Miles, real quick, you're in the next game now. Congratulations.
Listen,
that's awesome.
But when we're putting all the things together here, doing the math, Illiken did have access, was one of the last people to see Egan alive, and does have. I can't speak to the full nature of it, but I am aware, having been Mr. Egan's side man for a long time, certain payments and I believe it was either photographs or some proof of something that our Goliath.
Yes.
Our Goliath conductor friend was very keen to keep hidden.
Yes. It's called my honor, Gisby, and I'd appreciate it if you don't just divulge it right
what
here.
Now?
Honor. Heard of it?
No, actually.
Okay. Maybe we should.
I mean, it's just like Silri, she doesn't want to divulge her things. She has secrets. You don't want to talk about your private matters. Mine, unfortunately, affects other people, which is why I don't want to divulge it.
Let's
Perhaps mine
continue
does
our
too.
conversation onto the rooms.
Robot, go tear these rooms up.
No,
Okay,
Set
Miss
him
Scarlet, once
to
again,
root
privacy
mode.
matters you
No.
can't do.
Destroying may destroy clues. So.
We can. Yeah, he doesn't seem very dexterous with his hands.
Yeah, no, he's like a vacuum cleaner. Like how much stuff he picks up. If you turn him all the way up, it's like I'm gonna take everything. It's all mine.
Okay, yeah.
If you turn his loot down, then he just takes the good stuff.
So, Miss Scarlet, you offered to have your room searched first. You admitted to drugging your husband's drink, non-consensually, by the way, which is already illegal. You may already be going to jail. So
You're allowed to do that.
No,
pretty
that's
sure
not
that's
true.
No, that's
No.
not how that works. I've never been married, but I know that's not the law.
No, totally against the law. So you could already go to jail, but they may
I'll
be
go to
more
jail for
lenient
that.
if
You
you are honest about your dealings and what you were doing when
If I
he
was going
being
to
killed.
lie, I wouldn't lie about drugging my husband, except when I did lie about drugging me in addition to my husband.
Right.
That happened later on in my own cabin.
Yeah.
Miles,
let's look in your room.
How big is the train, like from end to end? What's its dimension?
Each one is 60 feet long.
Okay.
And there's 5 feet in between each train, so.
And there are
325 feet from nose to toes.
Oh, I have something that might help. I can potentially locate an object.
Which
it's
object?
Within a gun.
A gun.
I may have something that could help you with that, to locate that gun.
Oh, this is great.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
I hand you a schematic of a gun that I believe is at least similar to the gun that was used on Egan.
Fascinating.
How often are...
Do you have any schematics with you?
Do you have it? That's a little suspicious.
Encyclopedia.
This is what Egan did not pay me for my last mission. I was... I checked up on other businesses and their
I'm gonna-
dealings.
An insight check on some of the
Yeah,
on our bugbear friend, on Lieutenant Colombo. 14.
18 total for Annie.
I'll just tell y'all, I was in corporate espionage.
Ooh.
Everything that Egan built was stolen information, stolen propriety.
Dad tracks.
That's a hard word.
It is
Proprietary.
proprietary.
Yes.
That is
yes.
hard.
Yeah.
Intellectual property.
It was other people's ideas that he made into his own, and this was the last mission he sent me on, and when he tried to kill me, I did not.
Wait, so who's the professor then? I mean, look, all of us seem to have had some pretty shady dealings, with one way or another. Who's the who?
We
who's
still
that
don't
guy?
know. We still don't know.
Yeah, I'll info dump.
Sorry.
I'll info dump since we've got basically like 10-15 minutes left.
Yeah.
The scholar was recently defamed publicly by Egan, and Scarlet would have known that, and so I believe would the loyal retainer would know that the scholar had been openly defamed. And the secret lover, obviously, is Egan's secret lover who got on board in any way she could. And the scholar wanted to make her secret, or like openly pick him over Egan. But that wasn't going to happen anyway because he's a dork.
Well, it
This
seems
NPC
all of us.
This
in one way
NPC particularly, I don't know. If you guys would have gotten a scholar, you probably would have been cool.
So I guess we keep searching the rooms. It feels like we all had a reason one way or another to kill him. Which is a terrible thing to say. I did not do it.
I'm
Okay,
just gonna unfold the schematic and look
I'm
at it
just
and
gonna
try
throw
to find the
something
gun.
out there.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do.
Locate that gun.
Locate object. Once per day.
What do you have, conductor?
What if we can't find it by the time we land?
Oh, we will.
I'm just saying, if we
will.
don't,
Then we're all innocent.
then
we beat the
wait.
clock. Thanks,
Then-
Justice.
then we. What do? We just. Nobody seemed to really like him that much. I hate to say it, but it seems.
I sure did.
Annie,
I
how
mean, I
did-
love my husband.
Annie, how did Egan find you?
Oh, I found him. But
How did that happen with your locate object?
Was it your
Oh.
mother?
yes. Well, she
You
got
seem
quite
to have
ill.
known her mother.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
But Annie, you had quite a nice upbringing. You lived in
I
a
don't-
nice house.
It was nice enough, and I kind of look at Scarlet, who was earlier trashing me for living.
What? He was spending
Down.
his money, my money, on.
No, we lived on our own. He did not support us at all.
Excellent.
Well,
Never mind, continue.
He
So
didn't.
I know.
you all give me investigation checks to find this gun.
Well, I have a locate object.
Does
so
the
I don't-
locate
Oh,
object?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have the spell.
Don't roll me investigation checks. Locate this gun. So you are led to over like in the corner back behind the bar. Like it looks like it was just tossed behind the bar.
Hmm.
And there's like there's a little countertop, and then underneath it is just like wine and stuff, and you can tell it had just been tossed somewhere.
That's less
Fascinating.
satisfying than I'd hoped.
Definitely not.
It shows that it's been fired. There are 2 ball bearings remaining in this weird glass orb. Looking at it, it is a slightly different schematic than what Lieutenant Colombo had written out. You could tell that he stole the schematic and then changed a couple of things, such as there's a silence spell there's a silence enchantment on the gun. So all of the gunshots on this particular weapon are like super muffled.
Hardcore.
But it's also and it like packs a much more powerful punch than the original prototype. But that also makes it way more dangerous.
This is why I say no weapons on board. No weapons on board. It's bad news, you know.
Can I do an investigation to see if there's any more clues in the room to tell us if we can just move on to should move on to the other rooms?
There are no more clues in the room right now.
Okay. My passive is a 25, so.
What?
Yeah.
Are you observant?
Holy crap!
I'm observant.
Oh, everybody taking the observant feat.
It's
Okay.
almost like you guys all knew this was going to be an investigation or something.
I didn't when I chose the character.
Right. All right.
All right, so let's move on to Lady Scarlet's room.
What do we find in
What else
the
in your room?
What's
Kevin.
all in my room? See, I need to play on my phone. This isn't me being a bad player. Yeah,
I'm gonna bring up Jinsey and have him sit on my shoulder just in case
Oh,
I need him.
hello.
Like puffs up again and like.
in
I
my
just want to
room
say,
is-
Annie, it is a shame that your father wasn't nicer to you.
Okay, there is a chest filled with single doses of potion of sleeping, a letter to Egan from the conductor asking for blackmail to stop begging that they had already done enough, and a piece of my old military banner. But we're not going to talk about that.
A piece of what?
My old
Military
military
banner?
banner.
Let's
Your old
talk about
military-
that.
What old
what
military
banner?
banner?
What
What was
house?
up
What's up?
What house?
That the house. DM, what house? I don't know.
Generic house.
It was
Okay.
up in the mountains.
Yeah.
I was just going to say it was like some barbarian tiefling stuff.
Generic soldier. Sharn.
It's done horrible
There's
barbaric
someone in
things.
Sharn. Some
So
sort of-
not the enemies of House Cannith?
No, it literally just says banner. Military banner.
All
no,
right.
That's why I
no,
asked
it's
him.
not. It,
Yeah.
No, that's not implicating in any way.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it doesn't have anything to do with the.
If we don't figure this out, I'm gonna lose my mind. Keep moving.
Yes.
Next room.
Yeah,
That's in
it.
front of the kid.
And then
Okay.
and then I look at the conductor. I'm like, I trust you. I know you're squeezing my husband, but so is I. So no hard
Well, her-
feelings.
Did you say squeezing your husband?
Yeah.
No, her husband was.
Your husband was squeezing
Squeezing
her.
Oh yeah.
But not. Wait, hang on.
Oh, so
We're-
I don't like. Again, I don't like the way that sounds. I don't know how you kids
So much
talk now, but like
innuendo.
it's just it doesn't like.
But yeah.
I want to
no
be
hard-
very clear.
But no hard feelings. No hard feelings.
Well, yeah.
No hard
I mean,
feelings.
All right,
wasn't
listen.
nice to
Since
me.
you're planning to search my room next, I'm sure, I'm just going to give you the one thing that you would have found, and I'm going to give it to Annie.
What is?
It's a letter from your father
Yeah, Mr. Backer.
thanking me for the money that I gave to him to help take care of his problem. And he promises to pay it back. What do you suppose the problem was? It was you. You were his problem. And I loaned him the money. I loaned him the money to pay off your mother. And he denied your existence for quite a long time. He was a terrible man. I did not murder him.
You were one of his partners. Perhaps after me?
Before.
Me?
Before me.
Wait, during me?
No,
So
that would have
before
been
you.
before you as
Before
well.
you.
Four.
Okay,
Right.
we're good
Before.
then.
So, Annie, you are the rightful
I was
heir.
gonna kill him.
There is no question about it.
Hmm.
And now that your father is dead, you do stand to gain an inheritance.
That thaumaturgy, that fire back in my eyes.
Not sure if you knew that. Don't know if this answers questions or makes more questions open, but now you know the truth.
I want to do a insight on Annie's expression to see if she knew. Insight. 14. Not great, but
You don't really need to high number Annie thought she was. That was her belief. She has her own evidence to link them, but so
Well,
it's
now
nice
it's
to
been
have like
confirmed.
yeah.
Now I'm going to get some bourbon.
thank you. I'm sorry.
So we're just not going to go into a room again. That like I feel like she just keeps telling us.
I
don't
literally told you
understand
anything
the
that
way-
you would find in my room just to get this out of the way. So
That's
go to
what
the
we're
next
all
room.
doing. We're all raiding our own rooms. We're all
okay.
innocent here. Actually, I think this guy was a dick. I don't really care who did it at this point. I don't like him at all. I'm glad. You guys, I thought it was just me he was harsh on, but it turns out, okay, except Grigsby, you guys had a pretty good relationship. So
Well, yeah.
Grigsby,
Not
what
really. He
kind
kind of
of,
used him a lot.
you said that you saw some shady dealings. Did you-
Yeah, I was aware of not all of the inner workings of what happened with Annabelle and her mother. I certainly felt sorry about that, but saw the payoff happen. I was aware that it happened. I was aware.
Helped facilitate it. You
yeah,
weren't just
I may have-
aware. You helped. I gave you the money and you gave it to her. So
I was
you
sort
were
of the bag man.
instrumental. Yes.
Can I just
That's-
again ask another question? Is everyone here happy that he's dead?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to try and persuade whoever looks like they are least okay with this. I would like to try and persuade them that this is okay, and we just kind of agree that it happened, and that we couldn't find the murderer, and we all just go our own separate ways.
What if one of us is next?
I think I need to go to my room.
Nobody else is.
I mean,
What
I
if
just
one
want to
of
do
us is next?
whatever's fair.
This seems pretty fair. He had it coming. Who's?
Well, who agrees on that?
Blood pact.
Okay,
I'm pretty
two.
sure. I'm pretty sure Scarlet did it. Scarlet
Not a
or
great
the
man.
lover, one of the two.
Annie,
Seems very
Frisbee,
impulsive.
Columbo.
Bad man or not,
But-
someone killed him, and that's a crime, and that's a totally different matter for me.
I'm inclined to agree.
Agreed.
He was not a great man, and he did a lot of not great things.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it is not
Who am I
great.
persuading here?
Miles, I need to go to my room and pick up 2 items, please.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have bar manacles, and I have a lock of it's a special lock. What's it called?
Oh.
A lock of trickery.
You brought those once the investigating began.
Yeah, I would like to keep. I'm Scarlet. You are acting very suspicious, so I will put the bar manacles over her wrists and put the lock of trickery on the end. So good luck picking that.
Good. Good.
Okay, listen, I have to go because I have to, bring
3
the train
minutes
in.
till the train.
Right.
Where are your quarters, Lady Illiken? If you don't mind,
No lady needed, just Illiken.
Oh, okay.
In the staff quarters, but you can't go back there.
I think
are you
today
sure?
we can.
I think we can.
We'd like to search it.
No, you can't. It's not. I can't have you do that because it's in the staff quarters.
Yeah, where
see,
are the staff? I mean,
right.
it's all walkable. I mean, we all have working mobility. We could all
Yes.
kind of go there. So let's. Yeah, how about we
To the
walk
back.
there?
I have to go to the front though because I have to literally bring the train into the station.
That's
park
okay.
the
I'll
train.
take myself. Can I
How
stealth?
about how about you take? How about you give us the keys to your quarters?
All right,
then?
I
so-
can't give you the keys.
So you don't give them the keys and you rush off. Now you all, while she is parking the train, can any of you pick locks?
I have these tools.
Do
I
it.
can't do anything with my hands.
It's the elderly Goliath woman.
You never suspect. Let's see. That's not super. This is super high. Sleight of hand. That 6. I'm gonna use one of the rerolls because that
Do
was
it.
not great. I just threw that die way across the table.
Oh, those are my rerolls.
Do it.
That's 19.
Nice,
All
nice,
right,
nice.
you got it.
Yeah.
I will
So
let
now
us
you all
in.
need to
I judo
investigate
chop the
staff
door.
quarters. Investigation check, but it's going to be party investigation.
So we each roll.
Yes, you are all rolling.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on, team.
Oh, terrible.
Oh no.
I heard
I got a 20.
Reroll.
Ooh, 20.
You got a 20?
20.
16.
Oh,
23.
16 for me.
Columbo, are you in there?
I got a 20.
Nice.
23.
I'll use another reroll then to make
Nice
mine better.
reroll.
What
some
else we got? I got a
investigation.
16, a 23, and a 20.
And another
Yeah.
16.
15 from me.
All right, the only
I gotta give Katie credit if she guilty. She be hiding it pretty good this whole time.
Michael's is shifty. What do we got? What do we got,
close.
Miles?
Hold on, it's close. Hold on.
Oh no.
Somebody give us another reroll.
Tommy!
This is suspenseful. It's with the timer.
You guys got it exactly hidden beneath. So there's like these lockers that are all the staff, all the staff little lockers that everyone else is using. And there's a panel behind one that you all find a little lip and open it. And you find a conductor shirt covered in blood.
Aha, ha, ha.
She's not the conductor. I bonus action step of the wind towards the front of the train.
No, we'll just be chill, Grigsby.
I go hauling dwarven ass up to the front of the train.
Oh yeah. Okay. And
I
as
dash.
you are stepping down from
snap,
the
wait.
train seat, Morgan or Grigsby runs up to confront you. Illiken.
Yes,
You're not the conductor at all.
I am the conductor.
The jig is up, Grig. The jig is up, Illiken.
Okay, here's the thing. I did kill him. Yes,
Okay.
I admit it. I am the
Alright.
conductor, though. That's
Thank you.
That's
Let me be
not.
the first to congratulate you.
Thank you.
What?
Okay.
Hey,
We-
Scarlet, let her finish talking, please.
Okay. First off, no one asked me for a very long time if I had done it, so I just didn't say anything. I wanted to give everyone a fair trial. So everyone is up for a fair trial. So I listened and I gave everyone their fair chance.
So I led that trial against the rest of you.
I did. And here's the thing. We got a lot of good information out of that. I think we aired a lot of grievances. And we let people get away without having a lot of, things revealed about their backstories or whatever that they needed to have. And here's the thing. Yes, I do feel bad about it. I didn't, it was a moment of weakness.
Okay, in the middle of Illiken talking, Silri just fires an Eldritch Blast at her conductor hat.
Oh, just
Oh, gosh.
Just the hat.
Just the hat. Just the hat.
Honestly, fine.
Who wants
That's
to
fair.
set the
That's
the
fair.
hat on fire? So I'll roll. Oh, it's a natural 15 plus whatever, so it probably hits.
You're not,
And then
that's
I
not
mean
AC.
I hit the hat.
yeah.
It's on fire.
So here's the deal. Fair is fair. I killed a man. It's the first time I've killed anyone. Didn't love it.
1 star, would not recommend.
Reviews are in. 0 out of 10. Okay, I will say though, he was a terrible man. He was mean
Yeah.
to everyone, and he was not fair. And Goliaths, we're fair. We believe in being fair and fighting fair, and he was the opposite of that.
So you
And-
shot a sleeping man in the back.
Because it's what he has done to many.
You deserved
And you
it.
know what? That's fair.
You should probably take the hat off before it catches the rest of you on fire.
Yeah,
Oh
there's
gosh, I thought that was just my emotions warming me up.
No, it was
Annie.
actual fire. You're
Annie, you
welcome.
the only
It-
one here blood related to him. Is this cool with you? I'll give you that inheritance if you promise to.
Well, she
I
she
don't
gets
think
it's
it's
already
yours to
hers.
give.
she gets it anyway. So it's very generous of
Fight
you, but
on
it's
it.
Annie, I'm
Oh, she
sorry
will.
I didn't let you talk to him. I should have, in hindsight, I should have, not maybe not killed him.
Is
You
she
would have
actually?
waited.
In hindsight, I should have waited till today.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Is she the conductor?
Let's all agree to disagree.
L- Lie detector. Is she the conductor? With a 20.
Yeah,
no,
I
wait,
am.
like a 25.
You are
or
the
something.
conductor. Then what's the conductor? Oh, the conductor shirt covered in blood was
Blood.
from when you killed
Yeah,
him. Got
covered
it.
in his blood.
Yes.
Uh,
So you're
yes.
not a fake conductor.
No, here's the thing. It's messier than you think it is when you murder someone. Okay.
Yeah.
In stories and stuff, like it's cool. Not in person. not in real life.
Well, as
Again,
long as you
agree to
learned your
disagree
lesson.
because I love to murder people. I just didn't
Okay.
murder this guy.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
Alright.
All right. All right.
All right.
Fine.
You know what? I'm gonna have to turn this train around, and we can have a whole nother conversation.
Oh, that's a murdering pot called the murdering kettle.
So turn in next week for the other murder on the Everon Express. Right.
Yeah,
So
agree
that's
to-
actually time, everybody.
That's-
Oh my God!
We just solved the murder.
Thank
We
you.
decided that it was just kind
We-
of okay. It will tell
Well, I don't
everybody
know.
that it
I
was
don't
okay.
know. it would be up to Annie because Columbo's not
it's up to
actually a
Annie.
lieutenant anyway.
What I would suggest, Annie, is now that you're going to get this huge inheritance, that your father has several debts, and I am one of his debtors. Columbo is one of his debtors. Maybe give the wife a little something, just because having sex with him was not good. Maybe make good on those, debts, just because I want money. And I am owed it, so I could come after you next, essentially, if you didn't pay me. So I just want to be clear about that.
See, we solved one crime and we pre-solved another
An awkward
crime.
and cold cut, right? No.
Oh, I was gonna say, if I could, because Scarlet keeps trying to bribe me, I'd like to send Jency over to her shoulder and send a shocking grasp through it.
Oh.
Wow.
She's my kind of girl.
It's getting real. It's getting real around
She's
here.
like, that's a natural 20.
So you get zapped, and
Get a good zap.
how do you end this? Do you let Illiken go about her life as a fair train conductor? Or
It was
do you
in her middle
turn
name
for the
all
death of your
along.
father?
Kill.
Alright.
Oh, I don't think Annie could. I mean, despite what everyone else thinks, because she's a bounty hunter and upholding the law is what she does.
I think we should destroy the evidence that he was blackmailing people with. I think that is
totally.
wrong for
Totally.
sure. But also, I do think that Illiken should face some justice for her crimes. Maybe the courts will see that she, had proper
Blackmail
cause.
time served. Yeah. Coercion time served.
Yeah, exactly. That's a real thing. I'm not
This
a
is
notary.
ever on justice. Coercion time.
Or a lawyer.
You're guilty, but we see why you did it for real. So you
For
already
real.
suffered long enough.
So we get it.
Yeah.
I find going through a fair trial, as long as I have a fair trial.
All right. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
There's
there you
that
go.
amicable
Due process.
murder.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to
Murder
put Annie in a
wasn't
weird
too bad. I
situation.
like
That
this
was never
trade
my
advice.
intention.
Are we 3 minutes over?
Yeah, we're over.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good investigation and justice was done.
Yay.
Thanks
everybody.
Back in like 5 minutes I'm gonna be Tasty Jones.
Oh my
Oh
god.
boy.
Well.
The Turtles game. I'm a barbarian again. This time I'm a human though.
Nice.
And Miles is, I don't know, one of the legally distinct turtles.
One of the copyright infringement Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
That's right, Samurai Turtles.
Yes.
Samurai turtles. But yeah,
For sure.
we'll see y'all in a couple minutes.
Thank you,
keep
everyone.
watching.
Thank you,
Everybody, we
Thanks
broke
for everybody
9,000.
Yeah, thanks
for
for
the
everybody who bought our rerolls.
9,000, yes.
Yeah, that's
You guys
awesome.
are awesome.
That was
Thanks
amazing.
so much.
Thank you.
The stream will be right back.